So it seems like we are here. Is the stream okay? Please do let me know in the chat. Let me pop this out again. We'll try again. Can anyone tell that I'm getting really flustered? I'm having a mare. I'm having an absolute nightmare. Is the sound okay? Is the picture okay? Am I streaming? Am I live? I don't know what's gone on. I do not know what has gone on. I hope you're all well. Hi Tanya, you okay? Damien's come back. Dwelling Grudge Bane's in. Frederick's in. Alex is in. Nicholas is in. Thank you for sticking with me. Damien, this is what you got to look forward to on Friday, my friend. This is crazy. Oh gosh. Excuse the mess in the background. I've been moving some stuff around today. Let me know that the sound is okay. I'm going to move the mic a little bit closer because apparently that's the thing that you're supposed to do. Yeah, so for anyone who is in, who is unsure of what is going on, basically I thought I'd do a painting stream tonight. That was my plans. I set it all up. I've come in a few times today in between doing different things. And I was ready to go. Perfect. All my screens come up, all my paints are set up, ready to go. My painting glasses, fancy light for my camera. Click stream, and it just kept saying drop frame rate, drop frame rate, drop frame rate. And I can only assume it's because of the Wi-Fi. I don't know. It just wouldn't work over there. So, like I said before, I am going to get a wired connection through to there, and I will get painting streams going very soon so that I can paint on camera. So I do apologise. Let's see who we've got. Please do, guys, also, just in case a few people are lost, I have posted the link in 2 of the groups. If you could possibly, I'd be greatly appreciative if you could just put a post in any of the groups that you're in. So Great British Hobbit League, Lord of the Rings Rocks, Zorpa Zorp, Luke's APS, with the new link. It'll save me trying to do that whilst I'm chatting. That would be great. We'll get a few people in, get a few people chatting tonight. I will be painting as well as drinking. I'm just going to drag some of my stuff over because I need to get some painting done. That was the whole point. Yeah, I know, Frederick, ignore that. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's try, I don't know. Let's go on. Let's have a mess about with it. Let's see if we can get that view account working, because it's really annoying that it's not. I'm gonna also, I've got my iPad in front of me so that I can have the chat up on a separate screen if need be. Here we go. Right. So yeah, Damien, this is what you have to look forward to, my friend. This is coming to you on Friday, I promise. Let me know in the chat what you've all been up to. I'm going to dive in the chat in a second. I'm just going to try and get this view account thing fixed. So do let me know in the chat. I hope everyone's come over. I know at one stage we had a massive stampede of De Silvas pop up, which was great. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Hopefully they've followed us over. Why is this not working? Here we go. Opening app. Pause that. Here's the chat. Yep, okay, so here we go. Everything works now. Let me get back. Yes. Okay, yes. Third time lucky. Boom, boom. Alex Brooks, all good. Yes, thank you, guys. Barbarian Chef sound is great. Thank you. This is the stream where Steve actually paints. Well, you say that. I am going to paint. I'm going to drag some stuff over. But that means I've got to paint. I've got a fancy new mouse, like a large mouse pad for my desk of a map of Middle Earth, which I'm really, really proud of. So I'll have to be careful not to spill anything on there. Right, let me just get this link. Copy that link. Boom. Get rid of that. Hey, my counter's working. Done. All that effort for a counter. Right, where's my chat box? I've got two chat boxes there. Oh, what's going on? Let's get rid of them both and then start afresh. Pop out chat. If you wonder why I keep going like that, it's because I've got to look around my webcam to see the corner of the screen. It's a professional setup, this. Anyway, right, it's Saturday. I've had a terrible week. I hope you guys have not had as bad a week as me. I hope you're all well. Let's start again. Let's see. Where will we up to? Dear Damien, what's the next battle stream topic? Yes. What kind of slippers are your chinchillas wearing, Steve? And on which side of the stair do you use your cutlery? Yes, I'll come to that in a minute, actually. Now, Damien. Now. You're so friendly when we stream together, and then you come on, and you're like a troll. Thank you, Glyn. Thank you for giving me I hope that's a clap. I don't know. Move that down. Shared on Miniatures Facebook. Thank you. ASBG all covered. Cheers, Nick. Well, we had one good week. You can't spell week there, Damien. Come on. Powering through this Mephiston, I'm going to enter into a competition against a dire rival. Well, I hope you do well. It looks cool, man. Did you end up with... I seen that you painted you painted his face twice. Did you strip it and paint it again, or did you just go over, or have you got two heads? That was just crazy, the fact that you painted them twice. Hamdizzle says, any excuse for Steve not to paint? I do want to paint tonight. This is the thing. I do really want to paint. Nick Moore's in. Hello, Nick. It's good to have you, my friend. Not spoke to you in a while. I look forward to catching up with you soon. Frederick's working on Dublin at the moment. Got about 1,500 points by now. That is a lot. I've seen your conversions. They do look cool. They look very cool. Was your Saturday any better than the rest of your week? It's not been a bad Saturday. It's just been a bit busy. The kids have a lot of classes on Saturdays. A lot of different things. There's football, singing lessons. What else is there? Swimming. There's all sorts, but it's all been cancelled because we're in lockdown now in the UK. So if my kids don't burn off some of that energy that they're used to using, they just start bouncing off the wall. So we went out for a walk, which was very, very nice. A bit of fresh air. It's quite chilly, but once you get walking, it's all right. So Saturday's been all right. I come on, cook the dinner. Had to brave going to Asda, which was a bit grim. But yes, Saturday's been all right. And then this was going to be the highlight. I really wanted to paint my painting desk over there. I'm upset about it, I'm not going to lie. Where are we? Damien says, whoever just asked about the next battle streams topic, it's Gimli. It is Gimli. I've dug out my Defenders of Rohan Gimli. I'm looking forward to getting him painted. I'm gonna prime him tomorrow and have him ready on a painting handle, ready to go. So that'll be good. Ian says, have yourself a beer, Steve, relax and enjoy. I'm trying. I'm very stressed. It got me all flustered. That 3 streams. I've done 3 streams tonight. You know, Mr. O'Byrne can't say that, can he? Nicholas stripped it and redid it. You crazy person. It looked all right the first time. What was the reason why you didn't like it? Because you've gone more traditional flesh tones, haven't you? Now with the second one, the first one was kind of had like a blue tint to it, which I think kind of suited him quite well, like that vampire-esque blue tinge. But they both look cool though. What are you painting tonight? I'm finishing, whether I finish them or not, I don't know. I am going to drag them over the new Ranger captains from Middle Earth. Let me turn my iPad down. My Ranger captains. I started them in one of the battle streams and they've just been sat there, and it's just really, really bad that they're still sat there, really. Angel says, looking forward to the next Patreon catch-up night. Yeah, I am, to be fair. Really looking forward to it. We've got we're going to do the TTG Patreon sort of Zoom call night, which was a lot of fun last time. I'm going to do that again and get drunk. And then we've also got, which goes out to everybody, the Top Table Arms stream. We've got that to do. That's going to be a Christmas special, I think. And I've been actually talking today to a couple of people. There is going to be another very special sort of Christmas, not Christmas themed, but it's around Christmas stream that we're going to do, which is going to have myself and possibly 3 others that you may or may not expect to be on the stream, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to cover a big range of topics. We might put something out a week prior to it going live, and get some questions or topics that we can talk about from you guys. But I think you'll really like that one. I'm going to keep it under wraps for now. I'm not drunk enough to give that secret away, but I'm excited about that one. That one's going to be good. Nick says, and Biden won, so there's that. He's not officially won, but I think it's a foregone conclusion, isn't it? I just if he can do a better job than Trump. I mean, probably I could do a better job than Trump, but I'm not going to get into politics, especially American politics. I don't know enough about it. I just know that at one stage America and we just had two cartoon characters like running our country, so it wasn't great. Evening, Simon. Good to have you, pal. And Alex is on Rangers of the North. Nice models. I actually have a Rangers of the North army that I've never played. I found it the other day. I've got Tom Jennings, top tail Patreon. I don't know if he's in tonight. If you are, give us a shout, Tom. He painted them up for me a long time ago for. I can't remember what we were going to do. I think it was when the Rangers of the North Legendary Legion was announced. We were going to do a lot of around that time. We were going to do a lot of battle reports, which faced off Legendary Legion against Legendary Legion. It was just another one of those things that we just never got around to doing because life. But yeah, that hopefully we will do. I'm hoping to take a month off at Christmas, so I'm going to work right up until I think it's the Tuesday. Christmas is on a Friday. I think I'm working up to the Tuesday. And then I'm going to take 4 weeks off. Obviously, Christmas week is going to be a bit manic. And then I have my birthday between Christmas and New Year. I mean, not that I can do much anyway, but obviously be doing something with the family. 21 I am. 21 years old. I know I don't look it. I look a little bit younger, but 21 I am this year. So I've got my birthday between Christmas and New Year. And then I'm hoping to have 2 full weeks of basically through the day. I'm going to be treating the channel like a job, and I'm going to be going to the studio, getting stuff filmed. Hopefully lockdown might be eased a little bit and I can get people in and do battle reports. We can still do battle reports depending on the restrictions of, as long as lockdowns, we're not in lockdown. If we're at tier 3, we can do battle reports with certain restrictions, but we'll see how we go. I have got a battle report to edit, which I've not touched yet, which we filmed prior to going into lockdown, so hopefully I'll get time to do that in the coming. Well, and you know what? I'm lying. I'm not going to get any time to do that this week because it's a mad week again. The week after, I'll try and get it edited and released pre-Christmas. That'd be cool. Where are we? Nick says it was me, the ever-loved Nick Garner, who asked about the stream. I leave before I learn the next topic. Oh, the stream, next week's stream. There were too many layers and it was a bit thick. What did you strip it with then? Did you strip it right back to the plastic? I'd be worried, especially with plastic models. I've got stuff that does it. What's it called? It's not that mean green stuff. It's some other stuff that Sam Page recommended to me. It's really good. It's all right, but I think on like a hero model like that, I'd be too worried to use it just in case. Mr. O'Byrne says you have 33% success rate for tonight's streams. I'm sitting pretty on 100%. Well, you can host the next one, mate. There you go. Damien's hosting the next episode of Battle Streams in Middle-earth, apparently. I'm also redoing his hair. His hair is the only bit of that model I don't like. Not the way it's not a style or anything, like it's just slicked back in it. But I think there's not a lot of detail on the hair. You'd probably have to paint a lot of texture on it. But yeah. Reese says Christmas t-shirt, Steve. Yes. We'll be doing another run of t-shirts at Christmas. I think I sent them off to your t-shirts ordered as well, Reese. By the way, I sent them off to our t-shirt guy, and I just said Christmassy colours. So I think there's another green one with white logo. Is it red with white? It's all like Christmassy colours, so it's like red, white, green. I don't know if there's a blue one. I think there's a blue one actually. It might be blue with red, something like that. I'll get as soon as he sends me the pictures back, I'll get them up. I'm going to see if I can get some TCG Christmas hats. That'll be fun. Yeah, that'd be good. Green Tree says, will we ever see Gimpy Gollum again? Who's Gimpy Gollum? Oh, Gimpy Gimpy Gollum. That just clicked. It just clicked. I don't know. I don't even know where that is because the day after the stream obviously was Halloween night, and we did like a party for the kids because we couldn't go trick or treating, and yeah, I mean it was only me and the kids who got involved with masks and stuff like that, and the kids were really scared of the Gollum one. They thought they didn't mind the Lurtz one. The Lurtz one they thought was hilarious because of the hair. And they were running around with it on, but the Gollum Gimp mask they weren't too keen on. So I don't even know where that is. It's in the lounge somewhere. I'll have to dig it out. Glenn is looking forward to the TTG Arms. Yep, it's going to be good, man. Simon says, Steve, when is the Fantasy Fellowship campaign starting? Mr. O'Byrne can answer that more in depth than I can. Is it this month, Damien? Did you say back end of the month? It's the first episode. I can't remember now. Yeah, that'd be good. That's gonna be a lot of stuff for me to watch, which is good. I really like that. And I think just again another round of applause for Damien's trailer, which was a belting effort. I've watched that. I watched it again today because I had it on my files, cleaning up some of the files I don't need anymore, and I watched it again today, and it just made me smile. A lot of love's gone into that. Well done, man. Banter aside, even though you're ripping me to bits tonight. Angel says, "Oh my god, yes, Christmas TTG merch. Yeah, it's got done. What would you suggest? Suggest some merch, some TTG merch that's Christmas themed. Obviously Santa hats. I'll see if I can get some Santa hats. Do we do like a Christmas cup mug or tankard or something with something festive? For mulled wine, that'd be quite cool. And it's I don't know. I've not bought any cups or anything for ages. It's trying to guess how many people are going to want them to try and get the price down. Can't remember how much the last cups were. I think they were £5 each, so it's not too bad. I think there were £5 posted as well, which is pretty good. Where are we? A light up TTG jumper, flipping it. Glenn, what do you think I am? I only ring my local t-shirt printer guy. Jeez, that would be cool though. If you want to hook me up with one of them, Glenn, I'll take one. Damien said he's working on cleaning up and assembling the 9 Black Riders that I failed to clean up and assemble on the last battle streams. Slacking. To be fair, you're further along with yours than I am with mine, so that's not too bad. Although that's nothing to brag about. Joe is painting more for his Fantasy Fellowship campaign this evening. Finished Bill earlier onto some wargs now. Cool. You power through some minis, you, Joe. Biostrip, that's the one. Yeah, Biostrip's what I use. Nick says he uses 91% ISO and it almost instant and doesn't damage the plastic. It's almost instant and doesn't damage the plastic. Well, that's good. I've got loads of ISO. I bought it because I had a load of metal models to strip, which all my Gondor stuff. I bought way more than I needed. I didn't realise how much I was buying, but I used that anyway because I mixed that with my scenic cement because it just makes the PVA set a little bit quicker when you're putting it on really thin for static grass and things like that. And I've got like 2 big tins of it. But yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I'd have the nuts to do that. Joseph, I'm working on some Mordor Oryx with my Kirith Ungol Legendary Legion. 12 down with 12 to go. Joseph, are yours the ones? Did you post them in one of the groups today? And they're very dark colours, but look awesome. Do let me know. Mr. Jonathan Harrop, as I live and breathe. What's wrong with my green t-shirt, mate? I've not got any chroma keys on. We'll be all right. Don't you worry. But it's good to have you in, man. Why you don't join us for more? If anyone doesn't know, Johnny is the smiley face that you'll see behind the bar at Element Games. If you ever attend an event or you go down to game, he's a belting lad. Yeah, got a lot of time for Johnny. It's good to have you, my friend. Check the bedroom, says Damien. No, that would go down worse than anything else that goes down in there, let me tell you. Gimpy Gollum and Old Greg was an absolute power duo. Well played to the both of you. Maybe they'll come back. Ruth's in. Hey, Ruth. Good to have you. Not seen you guys for ages. Is Sean in? Yes, Sean's in. I can see him below. Welcome, Sean and Ruth, two of my good friends in my hobby life. Let me turn this phone off before it starts beeping. Oh, there we go. Glenn's waving to Ruth. Damien says, cheers, Steve. Hashtag such a bait. I know, mate. I know. How you doing, Sean? Hamdizzle says, TTG Gimpy Gollum masks. I think the Gimpy Gollum mask, just that one was enough for anyone's stomach. It's terrible. Stuart says stocking. Oh, stocking. Would you want to buy one? Would you want to buy a TTG stocking? What would you put in it? That's the question. What would you put in your Christmas TTG stocking? Sandy says TTG Christmas bake merch. Well, that might be over on the I Can You Can Cook YouTube channel. Who knows? Actually, I've been cooking today. I made a. If you're on the I Can You Can Cook Facebook page or YouTube channel, you will have seen last week I did a wonderful cottage pie, which was very, very yummy. And the kids demanded another one this weekend. And if the kids demand another cottage pie, the kids get another cottage pie. Because kids can be quite picky, but yeah, they really like that. So I made another one of those this weekend. And I didn't take any pictures or post it because I was too wrapped up in setting my stream up over there to paint, which I didn't get to do. Which I'll be fuming about that all week. I'm telling you. Simon says Christmas print glasses. Christmas print. What you mean, like my sexy painting glasses? They're a one-off. Them. They're a one-off. He said a T-shirt with a Greg's Festive bake on. I'm slacking, I've not had one. They've been out. They come out on Bonfire Night on the 5th, and I've not had one. On my way home on Bonfire Night, there's a Greg's on the retail park. I passed the retail park on the way home, and I tried to catch them before they shut, which I did do. I got in there, so I was like, yes, going to get a festive bake. So can I have a festive bake, please? None left, love. I was like, oh, don't believe it. So I'll settle for 2 vegan sausage rolls. Simon says pint. Do you mean pint? Oh, what? Pint? I'm not sure what you mean. Explain there, Simon. Damien says the trailer says November, so I'm pretty much tied to that. My current plan is to release the prologue concerning Fantasy Fellowships mid-November and then release Chapter 1 December the 1st. There you go. Jonathan says, Steve, what's Warhammer? Is that a Space Marine? Is Warhammer a Lord of the Rings? Don't you start trying to troll now, Johnny. Johnny's runs if you play 40k, which I will eventually when I finish painting my army. If you play 40k, you're in around Greater Manchester. Do check out Johnny's got a Facebook group, and also he has he runs. Is it still every Thursday? Johnny, do let us know in the chat. He runs a 40k group down at Element Games. Throwdown Thursdays, is it? I think it's been that long since it's been down. I forgot. So I do apologise. But yeah, check it out. If you send me the link, Johnny, on Facebook or something, I'll post it in the chat. Or you can try. I don't think you can post links in the chat. You can try, but I don't think you can. Dwellin says, I'm working on Feely and Keely, and my lads asked me to put some detail on his Legolas's tunic. Get it done. Get some detail on that tunic. Frederick says, colour on your shirt and the bag in the background keeps changing. Weird. I think it's the webcam. I mean, do you want me to move this bag? If I move this bag, all you're going to see is I've got my big saws on there because I've had my saw out for work. I put a Sports Direct bag on top of my saw to try and hide it. So I don't know what's worse. I don't know why I tried to hide a saw with a Sports Direct bag. Who knows? Benji's in. How you doing, Benji? It's good to have you in, brother. It's been a while. He says, evening, geese. I hope you're well. Benji is used to be Top Table Ben. Now is Ben of Benji's Hobbies. Do check out his YouTube channel. If you click his little name there, it should come up. Not yet. Finish watching the stream first, and get over there and check out his videos. He's got some cool stuff on there. He's going for a totally different approach. He's spreading his wings a little bit, and he's doing what makes him happy. So get over there, give him a sub, give him a like. His videos are awesome. They're much better quality than these. And I bet if he tried to live stream, it wouldn't take him 3 attempts. So get over there, guys, and give him a bit of support. You won't be disappointed. His videos are awesome. Glyn says TTG stockings, hats, jumpers for Christmas theme. Stockings, hats, and jumpers, eh? That's your dream come true, that, isn't it, Glyn? Me in stockings, hats, and a jumper. Angel says yes. Glyn has the right idea. I'll see what I can do. I'll ask my guy. And I'll see what he says. Jonathan says, I'm very cool. You are very cool, Johnny. You are very cool, especially with number 2 around the back and sides. Very, very cool. Simon says, Steve, Lexi said to say hi as she's watching too. Hi, Lexi. How are you? Thank you for watching. Thank you for bumping that viewership number up from 40 to 41. That is awesome. Thank you. Joseph says, those weren't my Uruks, but I did like that colour scheme. We'll probably post mine soon. Good stuff. Yeah, post them so we can have a look. Post them in Top Table, post them on the Great British Hobbit League, and we'll definitely have a look at them. I think I've got a warband painted. I did mine in a lot of. I didn't want to go. I was kind of, when I seen those today, I was kind of a little bit gutted because I painted mine in all like dark browns. I've avoided blacks a little bit, and then I seen those today and I just thought it looked awesome. I thought if I'd done mine all like blacks and dark greys, this beard's repeating on me. Could be quite pie. They'd look too dull, but they did look awesome. Maybe it's just because there's a better painter than me. Who knows? Stuart says TTG t-shirts, TTG festive baubles. Festive baubles could be a shout. I'll have to have a word with my guy. He does all sorts of stuff. I'll have a word with him. He's not the best at getting back to you. Like I sent him those Christmas t-shirt colours I think last weekend, so I could have everything in order and done and dusted and ready just to go. But he's a bit of a nightmare. We just about got the Halloween, so anyone who's got a Halloween t-shirt, I think Ruth and Sean have definitely got them. If anyone else is in, they'll know that they literally would have got them. I think it was the morning of Halloween or the day before, and I was panicking that they weren't going to get there because the guy just he works at his own schedule and there's no pushing him. Nick says, how about TTG stocking with TTG dice inside? You know what, TTG dice we've not done for a while. We've not done a run of those for a while. And I've got the Middle Earth ones. Top Table Gaming Middle Earth. We have our own Middle Earth themed logo, which was all just about to roll out, and then COVID hit back in March. And I need to get back on that. I think I've got one set of dice, and they look awesome. So that's not a terrible idea. Although I might go with it in a different way than you think. But I'll keep looking on the page. Things will pop up soon. Where are we? There's a lot of chat coming. Keep it coming, guys. Although I might not get much paint done. I'm not complaining. I like chatting to you guys better anyway. Damien says, what would you put in your TTG Christmas stocking? A TTG Gimpy Gollum mask, obviously. Do you know what? I might see if I can get like maybe a custom one made. I might see if I can get one, a Damien O'Byrne Gimp mask, but I'll wear it on the stream. I mean, that would be amazing. We'll see. It'll blow your minds, won't it? Who would look more like Damien O'Byrne? Damien O'Byrne or me in a Damien O'Byrne Gimp mask? Who knows? I've only just got that joke, Sean. I was looking at it, I was thinking, what's this guy on about? Now I've just got it. Very good, very good. Nick says, now that's an idea. A TGG stocking with small knickknacks inside. Well, I actually have, although I'm going to need them. Well, I suppose it depends. UK and COVID. I've got a load of bits that were supposed to go in the goodie bags for scouring. I might do something with them closer to Christmas. I'll keep an eye on the COVID situation. Damien says, a TTG festive bake slowly rotting. Damien, have you had a festive bake yet? Do you have Greg's down south? I'm sure you do. You need to try them. Everyone in the Battle Streams Patreon chat group who I've convinced to try a festive bake has come out of the other side with a very positive frame of mind about festive bakes. So don't knock Festive Bakes until you've tried them. Festive Bakes are the best thing since sliced bread. And Iceland, they've not started to do them yet. I did check online this week. But Iceland do sell Greg's pasties and sausage rolls frozen, so you can buy them in packs of 4. So as soon as Festive Bake frozen pasties are available in Iceland, I will be buying a good few packs. So, and what I'll do is I'll treat myself maybe once a month until next Christmas. I ran out of frozen Festive Bakes. I think it was around start of September. I used to just every now and again I'd get one out and stick it in the oven and just reminisce about Christmas. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that I buy plenty so they last a long time. Stick them in the chest freezer. Angel says TTG bauble would be great. Would it be awesome? That would be awesome. That. Get on it, Angel. Get on Google through it and find out for us. Green Tree says I have a Festive Bake in the fridge right now. That's where you're making a mistake. Shouldn't be in the fridge. Should be in your belly. Did you liked some Green Tree, didn't you? You really liked them. I seen you had them with some spuds and peas. Glenn says I had a right idea. That's a first, Angel. It is a first. Simon says pint glass with a Christmas design for merch. Yeah, we did do the glass tankards with the top table logo on last year, which were quite popular. Everyone liked those. And then I did a run of the same tankards with the Scouring of Cheshire logo in the last Scouring of Cheshire. And again, they were really, really popular. I've got 2 of them here. I've got a feeling. Who did I give one of them to? Have you got one, Damien? Or was it just the mug that I gave you? I gave a few out because we ended up with loads of them, and I gave loads of them away. Glenn says, Sean, don't think I didn't spot that dad joke. Damien says, I've been more embarrassed by a Sports Direct bag than a sock. Sports Direct is alright. Alright, Sports Direct, tell you. Work socks. Can't go wrong. And long johns, my friend. Long johns. When you do my job, you need long johns. Oh, it's just jumped. Where are we? Frederick says, I still want my out of the podcast frying pan. Benji says, oh, thanks for the shout. No problem, man. Jonathan says, Throwdown gaming events on Facebook, Discord and Instagram. We do organised play events when we can. Our most popular event is Thursday Throwdown. Not every Thursday, when we can, and we play casual Warhammer. And it's a great night. If you are local, if you're in Greater Manchester, and you don't know about it, then do head over. It's a good evening. Loads of people turn up. It's a lot of fun. I turned up to one of them. Me and Mr. Matt Woods rocked up and played, and I really should and want to get down to more. But as soon as it calms down a little bit, I'm making up for not being able to work in the first lockdown at the moment, so that's why I'm working my socks off. I need a holiday. A holiday in the sun, and I can't get one for love nor money. Nick says, "What is a jumper?" He asks in American. It's a sweater, man. Johnny says, Ben, I love you. Benji's hobbies, day one gang. Stuart Bland says, miss you, Johnny. Honestly, cannot wait for Element to be open again. Stuart, which Stuart is that? Do I know you, Stuart? Do let us know. I know about 4 Stuarts from in and around Element. So apologies, your picture is tiny on my chat box, so I can't even see. Jonathan says, same, we're dying for it. Most passionate set of wargamers at any store you'll go to, and I'll be there, all guns blazing, once we start. And so you should, man. Adam Holland, good evening, Steve. Hope you are well, and I have an idea. Second lockdown tabletop arms. Yes, it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry. At the minute, it's just scheduled. There's things that we want to do, and also we have to tie in our schedules together that we're both available and are available to get extremely drunk live on camera and not have to get up for work or for anything else the next day. But yeah, it's coming. It is coming. I would not, after doing it the first time, I wouldn't not do it again. It was a great night. I had a lot of fun. Reese says, how's the Space Wolves coming along, Steve? Working on 1,000 Suns Dread Night tonight. They've gone on hold. They've gone on hold just because, again, life's so busy. But we've had quite a few Lord of the Rings releases, like the Ranger Captains which kind of just took pole position, and I wanted to get them painted. But yeah, they're all. I don't think you're not going to be able to see them, it's too dark. But that shelf there is my Space Wolf shelf, and they're all on there. And then I have way too many unpainted stuff over there. I am actually on the subject of Space Wolves, because this isn't a Middle Earth stream, even though everyone here be Middle Earth, which is great. We can talk about as much Middle Earth as you want. I'm going to be doing a painting tutorial for how I paint my Space Wolves, because I think I've found a pretty easy but effective way. Not easy, that's the wrong word, but an effective way to get them to a good standard on the tabletop pretty quick. So I'm going to film it when I get a chance, edit it down, and just do a voiceover rather than do it live, because I don't end up painting. This is the perfect example. I just end up talking. So yeah, Space Wolves tutorial coming soon. And also with Space Wolves, I have been talking to a certain somebody who is a very, very, very good painter, and paints mostly 40k. And I stumbled across his channel, and he's not from the UK. He's from elsewhere in the world. And we're trying to tie up our schedules. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a Zoom call or a Facebook call. Because the way he painted Ragnar Blackmane it blew my mind. So I bought another Ragnar to paint with him coaching me how to paint it in his style, and I'm going to turn them into videos and release one on my channel. He's going to release one on his channel, one on my channel, one on his channel. It's going to be 4 videos. That's coming soon as well. So that's some 40k content, or not even necessarily 40k content. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's a style of painting that I've never done before, but I've been really excited to try, but not had the nuts to start it or know where to start with it. So yeah, that's going to be good. We did have a date booked in. When was it? It was about 3 weeks ago. I pulled a muscle in my neck, and the date that we had, there was no way I could paint. So we had to put it off. So I'll probably do that over Christmas. That'll be like early January release, I think. So I look forward to that. Hajinder's in. How you doing, mate? Good to have you, pal. Frederick says would be interested in TTG dice. Yeah, the dice are cool. What the logo that is this logo, or the Middle Earth logo? Let me know which you'd prefer. I think the Middle Earth logo. We were going to save them. The plan was for the Middle Earth logo was logo dice was to get a load printed off. And when we do our battle reports, whenever we get guests in, or whenever we do one of our live battle reports, which we're just dying to get back onto, the players get a set of those dice, and that's the only place that you can get them. That was the idea. But the problem with that is people who don't live in the UK who want them are not going to be able to get them. So we're not sure whether we're going to do that, or maybe do a specific colour for the people who come in and play battle reports on camera with us. We'll have a think about it. There's no point thinking about it now because we can't do anything anyway. So, but yes, there's loads we want to do. It's just finding the time to do it. Glenn says, I hope everyone is enjoying their weekends. Me too. Like I say, I've had a busy but a very enjoyable Saturday. It's been fun. I'm just going to have a little swig of my beer because I'm getting a bit of dry mouth. That's good. Damien says, I would buy that mask and wear that mask and upset people. I'm going to look into it, Damien. I'm going to look into it. I am going to look into it. Nicholas says, it's a toss-up. Who would look like Damien? Charlie Chaplin lost a Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest. It's true. Papa Party. Hi, man. Played my first game the other day thanks to your tutorials. Good fun. That is awesome to hear. And yeah, I'm glad. A lot of people, I get a lot of messages about the tutorials and a lot of comments on the tutorial videos that they're helping people, which is awesome. That was the whole point of doing them. Just to, I know what it's like sometimes. I've had it with 40k and other games that I've seen. I've thought that looks good, but then it's a bit daunting when you think about playing a new game and having to learn the rules and buy the miniatures and paint all the miniatures and blah 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 blah. And I've done them just because I couldn't find a tutorial for this game, or for Middle Earth strategy battle game, that was beginner friendly, to not only to newcomers to the game, but newcomers to wargaming. That kind of explains things in layman's terms. I'm not a technical bloke. I'm not going to talk that way. I will explain it how I would explain it here. Not very well, but people seem to enjoy it, and I do have to film another 2, which I've scripted, and I've got all the videos, you know, for doing the examples and things like that. It's all already done. I just need to put it together, and again, the only thing that's holding it up is hours in the day and days in the week. But yeah, hopefully I'll get around to them soon, because people do like them, and people have been asking, where's the next one, where's the next one? So it is coming. They are coming, just I'm not sure when. So yeah, thank you, Papa Party. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you. Damien says, of course we have Greg's down south. It's the M1 and not the Chuffing Atlantic. Well, I don't know. You're a bit odd down there, aren't you? Hamdizzle says, haven't had a festive bake this year, but turkey, bacon and cranberry is lit. Oh yes. There's nothing not to like. You forgot the stuffing in there. There's stuffing in it as well. It's gorgeous. Reese says, they're savage down there, Steve. Can't even get gravy on your chips when you go to the chippy. Feel sorry for Damien. I know. That is odd. That is odd. That is odd. They do that. You know what, though? I've been to places in Yorkshire that don't give you gravy on your chips. When you ask for chips and gravy, they look at you like you're weird. And that's like up the road. I know it's not everywhere in Yorkshire, but there are places in Yorkshire that won't do gravy on your chips. I used to work... many moons ago, I was working on a... It was like a... how would I describe it? Basically, we were glazing what's called curtain walls for the side of big buildings for factories. And there was a chippy just around the corner, and it was in Armley in Leeds. And they had a chippy, and everyone else on the site was raving about how good this chippy was. And don't get me wrong, the chips were lovely, but they're just chips, aren't they? I went in and asked for a chip gravy balm. They didn't know what I was talking about. They looked at me like I was stupid. And then they started asking me if I wanted scraps. Do you want scraps? I was like, I'm all right for scraps. I don't know what scraps are, but they don't sound good, so I'll give them a swerve. Colm's in, he says, iTuning, of course you're talking about festive bakes. I can't blame you, though they're good. Yes, Colm is another fellow who has been introduced to the wonderful world of festive bakes, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, Colm. And I didn't bring it up. I think it was Mr. O'Byrne who brought it up, to be honest. Hamdizzle says, gravy on chips, it's salt and sauce, pal. What's salt and sauce? Is that salt and vinegar? Yeah, we have salt and vinegar as well, but put gravy on them. Put gravy, tell you what, put salt and vinegar on them, put gravy on them, and whack them in a balm, and it'll blow your mind, let me tell you. Glyn says, I think I'm doing a trio of cheesecakes for Christmas. Glyn, let me ask you this. Have you always cooked this much? Because you cook a lot, which is awesome, by the way. By the way, I doff my cap. You cook a lot. Have you always cooked a lot and you just kept it to yourself and kind of I Can You Can Cook has brought you out your shell? Or as I Can You Can Cook made you cook a lot? Just saying. Hamdizzle says, I have 8 of those brown dice stick. Which brown ones? The brown ones are they scouring ones? Are they the scouring ones, Hamdizzle? Let me know. They're not the Middle Earth ones that I'm talking about, if that's what you mean. Damien says, no, he's got a mug. Where's my pint glass? I'll get you one, because I think there's 2 in the studio still, with no one's name on, so you can have one of them. Alex says, I want to join a club. Do you mean a gaming club? Alex, whereabouts are you? I'm sure there's somewhere local to you. Let us know where you are, Alex. Paintbrush Pirate's in. How you doing, pal? Stuart says, yes, mate, we had this chat last stream. Did we? I do apologise, but if we had this chat last stream, it means that you've tuned into a few streams and you know that I'm pretty old and my memory's not the best. So I apologise. I really do apologise. It's quite embarrassing, that. Sorry. Sean says, we had a very Warcry themed day today with Ruth enjoying Catacombs very much. I've not played Warcry since the initial release. I like the game. I had a lot of fun playing it. I think I'm unbeaten, just saying. I had the models are fantastic. The new models are great. Really good. I don't know. I kind of got to that point with my warband where there wasn't much more I could do with it, and I just kind of felt like I was playing the same game every time I played. But I know it's come on leaps and bounds since then. There's been lots of releases, but it was just one of those situations where you sort of fall behind on something. I did the same with Kill Team. I was really keen on Kill Team and getting it on the channel and playing it a lot because it was a low model count. And then as soon as you back away from it for a couple of months, you feel like you're out your depth going back into it. So much has happened and been released, and the rules have changed, and there's new additions to the rules and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of happened. I've still got my Untamed Beasts on the top shelf. Who knows? I might get back into it. I really enjoyed filming them, and I really enjoyed editing the battle reports. The battle reports for that, editing those, was some of the most fun I've had editing videos. A lot of fun. Ben says, SBG related question for you guys. If Donald Trump played SBG, what faction would he play? Obviously, I think Mordor, right? Mordor is the obvious answer there, I think. Would you not agree? Good question, though. Aqua Symes, is that how you say your name? I apologise if I butchered it. In the past 2 months, I've bought Star Wars Legion, Infinity, Caldstorm, and Fallout Wasteland Warfare, and I've just realised I have no one to play with. Well, introduce. I mean, you can't do it. I don't know where you are, but if you're not in lockdown, introduce some of your friends to it. Get them playing. That's the best way to do it. I've said this many times. I had never played a game at one point of Middle Earth, and then just started to play with Jamie and James of GBHL. I never looked back. As soon as I started to play, I was hooked. So introduce people to it, and you'll be amazed what can happen. Glyn says, sounds great, Sean. Nick Garner says, I'll be painting Ragnar for a friend instead of a Fiston, but he didn't come out soon enough. I'd have lost a week. All right, I get what you mean. Bjorn Stevens says, hello all, how you doing, Bjorn? Good to have you. Guys, I say this on all the streams. If it is your first time tuning into one of these streams, do say hi and let us know where you're from, what games you play, and how you found the stream. It'd be great. Just introduce yourself. But yes, welcome, Bjorn. The Dr. Pepper Machine says, hi, Steve. How you doing, pal? Good to have you. Angel says, there's nothing wrong with us Southerners. That is a correct comment. But in the same breath, there's nothing right with you either. I'm only kidding. Paintbrush Pratt says, gravy is for pies, savages. Gravy is for everything. I will have gravy on everything except fish. If you go to a chippy and you get a fish with batter on it, you put gravy on it, we'll fall out. Big time. He also says, they put the wall about 50 miles too far north, it seems. Scorn says, chips and gravy, yuck. I feel sick just thinking about it. Really? Have you ever had it, Sean? Have you ever had chips and gravy? Like, how can you not like chips and gravy? Chips are basically just long, thin roast potatoes, right? And you have gravy on your roast potatoes, obviously. Angel says, not going to lie, though, I do want to try... I'm in shock here that there's so many people in this chat who have not had chips and gravy in their life. It's actually freaking me out a little bit. I think what you need to do when this stream ends is go and whack the chip pan on, go and get some Bisto out of the cupboard, mix it up, make some chips, whack some salt and vinegar on them first, then the gravy. And please do let me know on Facebook how much you enjoyed it. I've had this before with Festive Bakes. People were laughing at me and now they can't get enough of it. Nick Gardner says, I'm close to the Canadian border and fries and gravy are popular with melted cheese. It's called poutine. Yes, I've heard that. I've never had cheese on it. You can. There's some takeaways now that do it here, like cheesy chips with gravy. It's never tempted me. I think the gravy is enough. Although I do like the odd cheesy chip. As long as the chips don't go soggy underneath. I like a crispy chip with melted cheese on. Right, okay, let me find where we're up to. Bjorn says, chips, gravy and mushy peas. Yes, Bjorn, me and you are on the same page. The Dr. Pepper Machine says, do you want scraps? Woof, woof, obviously. I think I know what you mean by that. Basically, I know what scraps are now. I found out after, because one of the lads that was working with was from the area. And I was like, what are scraps? And it sounds disgusting. But you know like when they fry fish in batter in the fat?
I'm on it.
Oh,
sorry. I couldn't quite...
Siri thinks I'm talking to him. You know when you fry fish in batter in the oil, the hot oil, or you can get, I don't know if you get them everywhere, but you can get them here, scallops, which is a flat piece of potato in batter, or you can get battered sausages, whatever you're battering, and they put it in, and as they're putting them in, you get the drips that drip off the batter, and then that fries, and then they get them out at the end. Well, Anywhere that's normal in the world, they get them out and they chuck them in the bin. Not in Yorkshire, that's not how they roll. They get them out and put them in with all the food, and then say, do you want scraps? And they put the crispy bits of batter all over whatever it is you've ordered. So everything just tastes like fried batter. It's odd, but you like what you like, I suppose. Nick says, I'll take a TTG pint glass to add to my boozatorium. I'll look into that. Maybe I won't, because the last one, like I said, I've done two runs. So the first one was just this logo on them, which they were quite cool. The other ones were for Scarron of Cheshire, which you could only get them if you came to Scarron of Cheshire for that run. I might do a Christmas one, because a lot of people like to have a little tipple, don't they, over Christmas? So I might do a tankard with the logo with some baubles and holly on it or something like that. I'll do one run. People like them. You can get an order in. Excuse me. Different Gear TV. I always find that the Greggs stuff from Iceland burns real easy. Always end up with charcoal bakes. Knock at least 10 minutes off the cooking time. I know what you mean. Are you using a fan assisted oven or non-fan assisted? I think if you use a fan assisted oven, isn't the fan assisted oven it cooks the inside quicker than the normal, because it's the air circulating around, so it heats up quicker. You know how a fan assisted oven works. They've always been all right in my oven, but yeah, I know what you mean. I've had that before where you follow the guidelines and then it's overcooked, and you don't want to overcook the pastry. That's like the worst thing you can do. You want it golden. You don't want it brown. You want it golden. Stuart says, I painted a lot of Goblin Town. How did you find painting them? I thought I'd hate painting my Goblin Town, and I really enjoyed painting them. It's quite therapeutic, and I think it's because the first 3 or 4 stages you can do very quick, and then the time-consuming bit is just going in and picking out the eyes and the armour and the leather bits and the boils and things like that. But I really enjoyed painting them, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Nick says, till we're not on. Till we're not on. I don't know what you mean. Stuart says, I've also updated my pick on here to one that is recent. That'll help, as it's still tiny. It is very tiny. Have we spoken in person, Stuart? I know you said we've had this conversation. I do apologise. Have we spoken in person? Dr. Pepper Machine says, SBG can feel like the same game if I use the same armies and same scenery. Isengard. I've never had that. But I rarely use the same army constantly. I change all the time. Like I'm terrible for it. That's why I've got so much. Like I've done it before. I've spent a lot of money on an army, buying everything that I need for it. I've spent a lot of time prepping, painting the army, and then I've used the army once and it's gone on my shelf or in the box, and I've never looked at it again. Not through choice, not because I've spat my dummy out because they didn't do what I expected, just because I'm like a hobby magpie. The next shiny things come out and I'm all over it. But I like to have a lot of armies. I like to, especially now doing the channel, I like to have the option to access different armies for battle reports and stuff. You don't just, if I only had like 2 or 3 armies, you don't just want to see battle reports with just them 2 or 3 armies in all the time. You want to see different stuff. So yeah, I can get it if you use the same army. Get 2 or 3 armies. Problem solved. Where are we? Alex says, yeah, a Middle Earth Gaming Club. I live in Rutland, so Nottinghamshire, Leicestershire, Peterborough, ways possible. Any suggestions? Cheers. Well, Nottinghamshire, there's a lot, right? Anyone local? It's jumped. Anyone local to Alex in Rutland who can give him a heads up for some hobby clubs with some SBG players in there? But I'm sure, Alex, if you put a post on the Great British Hobby League, saying where you're from and asking if there's any local players, or on our Facebook page, Top Table Gaming, I'm sure you'll get a bite, and some people will be around. There's loads of people from everywhere. Handles says Trump would play Faramir's Rangers and Red Alliance Shade for Evil. He'd be like Denethor, wouldn't he? I think like Denethor. Dr. Pepper Machine says Trump is Saruman and Biden is Grima, same team. Nick says there is a very active Legion scene on Discord and TTS. Look into the 5th Trooper. Glenn says Northerners and Southerners, you're all English to me. Hello from Greece, says Call of... I can never pronounce this. Is it just Cthulhu? Is that how you say it? Someone let me know. Call of Cthulhu. Welcome anyway, my friends. Good to have you. Glad you are here. Different Gear TV says chips and curry. Yeah, chips and curry. I'll take chips and curry all day as well. No problem with that. Joseph says, never mix gravy with the gimpy Gotham mask, though. No, that would be a shocker. That would be a shocker. People would tune in, get the wrong idea, and tune straight back out again. Getting loads of painting done here, aren't I? Dr. Pepper Machine gravy goes with everything. It will go with fish as well. I just can't. If I go to a chippy, I'll quite happily have fish, chips, and curry. But when I see people put gravy on a fish, I don't know what it is. For me, it's wrong on many levels. Beyond says, first time here, originally from good old Devon, UK, now living in Swansea. Just started playing SBG again after an 18-year break. Wow, 18 years. That's mental. But welcome back, Beyond. And you're in Swansea. Nice. Plenty of events over on the Wales side. I'm trying to think exactly where Swansea is, who you've been here. Because you've got the King brothers. How far down is Swansea? Let us know. Dr. Pepper Machine says, chips and gravy is Canada's national dish. I mean, it's not aiming very high if that's your national dish, but it's a great dish. Green Tree says, this has to be a wind-up. You people have never had chips and gravy. This is what they're saying, Green Tree. I do think they're winding me up, but this is what they're saying. Stuart says, you don't get gravy in the chippies down here. Will be curry sauce. Where's down? Oh, down there. Right, I was going to say. Down there. I wonder why that is. I wonder where the cut-off point is. I wonder where. Does it get like... Do you get to Birmingham and they're like, I don't know whether we're going to bother serving gravy or not. Where's the cut-off point? It's an odd one. It's an odd one. It's like they go hand in hand here. Chips and gravy is like the go-to. Angel says, does it count if I dip my KFC chips in the side gravy I get in a meal? Well, if you're doing that, you've had chips and gravy. Now, tell me you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed that, why are you not having chips and gravy on a reg? Why would you not do something that you enjoy doing? That's Southerners. Still can't work them out. Because she does that all the time. So you've had chips and gravy. So you're in the chips and gravy gang now, right? So after the stream, you've got to go make yourself some chips and gravy. Get some Bisto gravy granules, mix up with some gravy. I actually prefer chicken gravy on chips, but we won't start that one. Reese says, Sean, you've never lived, mate. Chips and gravy is mint. That's probably the most mank comment you'll find in the chat tonight, but it's very true. Cabbage, bacon and mash with gravy, says Clint. Yeah, that's awesome as well. I'm getting hungry now. I've just had cottage pie. Sean says, yeah, I've had chips and gravy before and it was rank, but chips and curry sauce is heaven. I'm going to put that question to you, Sean. Like, going off what Angel's just said, I'm assuming you've had KFC or any fried chicken, and you get a tub of gravy. Do you dip your chips in the gravy? Be honest. Hajinda says, chips and gravy or curry sauce. You get it here in Birmingham. So Birmingham's not the cut-off point. It's not the cut-off point. It's further south. We're getting there. Nick says, I've also drunk enough to offer anyone interested in learning MCP MCP a demo on TTS. We can use the TTG Discord for chat. Marvel Crisis Protocol, he means. I had to think, what is that? But yeah, anyone there wants to set Nick up on a offer of learning? I think there's a few players. I know Joel plays it. Joel plays that anyway, Nick. In the chat. Dr. Pepper Machine says, could you grab any models you painted on the SBG magazine streams and show them, please, Steve? I've missed the last few. So if you've missed the last few of the battle streams and you want to see what I've painted in the last few battle streams, I can happily do that. There you go. Did you like that? That was what I've painted in the last few streams. I've not painted anything. I've done anything. I've just messed about and ate snacks and drank beer. Battle streams in Middle Earth. If you're not over on the Battle Streams Middle Earth YouTube channel and you've not clicked subscribe, why the hell not? Go and search it on Facebook, on YouTube, and subscribe and join us. Me and Damien are streaming next week where we will be. Well, Damien will be painting Gimli. I'll have Gimli out and pretend I'm going to start painting and just start talking and won't. But yeah, we're supposed to be painting Gimli next week. We follow the order of the magazines, the old magazines, Battles Games in Middle Earth, and we go through them with the odd special stream thrown in. But yeah, I've not painted much because this is what ends up happening. But I am going to paint Gimli next week, 100%. Where was I up to? It keeps moving my chat. Dr. Pepper Machine, yeah. So yeah, Dr. Pepper Machine. I've not painted anything in the last few weeks. I've just been getting drunk. Call of Cthulhu, what will you paint? Next week is Gimli, but that's on the other YouTube channel, Battle Streams in Middle Earth. So check that out. I was supposed to be painting tonight. I'll go and get them. I might not paint them, but so I was supposed to be finishing these guys off. There's no light up there now because I took my light to help me paint, so you're not going to be able to see them well. It's not great, is it? But it's the two new captains from Forge World that was going to finish painting tonight. But my other stream died, which was really annoying. It was really annoying because there was quite a few people in, and I think we lost a few people from trying the stream for 3 times. I'm going to have to get a cable over, which is going to take me another couple of hours, which is another thing to do on my list. But I'll have to do it before next week because I want to paint Gimli. So we'll do it. Where were we? Sean says, I love roast potatoes in gravy though. Very weird, I know. I think you've just gone to like a really Bobbins chippy or something, Sean. I think you've gone to a chippy where the gravy's just not all that. Just make your own. Make your own at home now. You've got this. Listen, I know Ruth is a good cook. Go and ask her to make you some chips and gravy now and have a little plate of chips and gravy while you're watching the stream. I'm telling you. Different Gear TV, golden brown, texturized sun. Yes, exactly. That's how you have your pasties. Nick Garner says, I've been playing Lothlorien. I'm pretty much my only Lothlorien for 10 years. Repetition never bothered me because I play what I love. I think with a lot of the armies now, especially with like all the new extra heroes coming out, like even like with Minas Tirith, which is quite a, you got a lot of heroes that do different things for your army. You can play it in different ways. You know, you can have Aragorn in there. You could have Gandalf the White in there. You could ignore them, go Boromir. You could ignore all the big guns and go all the smaller heroes and like Faramir. There's so many different ways to play it. To play an army, I think if you're just playing the exact same list over and over again, then it can get a bit repetitive. But I think if you try different builds, I think you'd be all right. And it's like I know you said about with the same terrain and the same board. Just get a few different bits and bobs. Make some. I'm doing a tutorial for some scatter terrain soon. I would have done it this week, but obviously, like I say, work. But yeah, that's coming soon. So dead easy to make scatter terrain, like rocky outcrops, little hills, things like that. So look out for that video. That's coming soon. Where are we? Stuart says, yes, mate, only ever at Element or on Facebook. The last time we saw one another, I was smashing my mate up with Isengard. You and Jay were arguing. Yes, we did have this conversation, and now I remember who you guys are. Apologies. Yes. You have an extensive Isengard list. I remember now. Dr. Pepper Machine, you should get a dummy phone for a call-in service, Steve. It's funny you say that. I've actually been looking into how to sort of get people on live, sort of as a just audio, and I can do it through Zoom. But the problem is getting. What I want is a program where people can have a click a button or click like call, and it'll give me a list of the people, like if we're doing like, I don't know, a Q&A show or something like that, and I can just click it and hear them, and then they're going to answer the question. It's the next one, you know, so I have that backwards and forwards, and then they hang up. I'm just trying to work out a way to do it where it's not really clunky and really naff. But yeah, it's weird that you say that, because I've been looking into that, because no one else does it. Nick says, I'd rather have one army for 5 games than 5 armies for 1 game. I'm a victim of both. Stuart says, I really enjoyed painting them all, but I'm glad I'm finished now. I suppose you've got that feeling of completion though, which is good. Now you need another army. Now you need a good army. Do Rohans, the opposite of Isengard. Call of, is it Cthulhu? Am I saying it right? I'll go with that. Call of Cthulhu says, thoughts on denizens of Mirkwood army? Yes, I like them from the cool factor. As far as competitive wise, I have not got a clue. I've never seen anyone do overly well with them at events. Seen a few of them at events, but it's very thematic based. But yeah, I like them. I think like Mirkwood spiders and wargs and stuff, and like a beast army is just a cool theme. Cthulhu says Green Tree. Is that how I said it though? Cthulhu. I'll just go with it. Cthulhu. That's what I said. I got it right. Dr. Pepper Machine. Lots of painting as he sips. I know. I may as well just admit it now. Yes, people try to teach me how to say Cthulhu. Swansea's about 45 minutes down the M4 from Cardiff. You're not close, but you're not too far away. Not too far away, I suppose. Owen's in. How you doing, mate? Not spoke to you for a while. I hope you're well, and I hope the little one's well. I see the pictures on Facebook. She is a little belter. You should be very proud. And Owen says, get some painting done, you slacker. Good to see you're well, Steve. Keeping this lazy hobby community inspired as always. Well, I don't know about that. I'm trying. I'm trying to do my bit. You guys keep me inspired to carry on doing it. So it's a two-way street. But yeah, it's good to have you, Owen. Ian says, I lived in London for 10 years. Not a single decent portion of fish and chips had in all that time. Only good chip is Oop North. I've never been in London and got fish, to be honest. But I'd assume, yeah, it would be of a lower level. I don't think it would be of the standard that we're accustomed to here. So I'll agree with you there. Damien says, I'm going to chuck in a vote for chips and gravy from down south, but only if I'm having a pie or pasty or something like that, either from the chippy or home cooked. I wouldn't have it if I had sausage or fish. Now, sausage, chips, and gravy is that's if you go in a chippy in Manchester and say, can I have a sausage dinner, you are getting chips, sausage, peas, and gravy, and it's a thing. So, but yeah, fish no, sausage hell yeah, because if you have sausage and mash, you have gravy on it. Onion gravy with sausage and mash. Gordon Ramsay doesn't lie. It's something special. Hamdizzle says KFC gravy is absolute rank. Beans or rice. Rise up. I don't agree with that, Hamdizzle. I love KFC gravy. I'd go for curry sauce with those. Do you mean with sausage or fish? You'd have curry sauce with sausage. I mean, that's a whole new stream. Really? No. Nope. Sean says, always beans with KFC. Gravy goes with roast dinners only. You're missing out on a big chunk of life there, Sean. Hamdizzle says, Glasgow classic is chips, cheese, and curry sauce. That's wrong. Hamish, I'm assuming that's you. That's wrong. Different Gear TV says, mushy peas is a definite no. You guys. I think we should have an event, a stream event where we all eat. No, I was going to say the wrong thing. Where we all eat sausage. No, let's go. You can either have a pie or a sausage with chips, peas, and gravy at the same time. Homemade as well. Chip is great, but homemade's better. Sean says, I don't want gravy with either my chips or my fried chicken. I feel like I'm having a conversation with my 6-year-old when I'm trying to get her to try something she's not had before. And I'll say to you what I say to her. Try it. You might like it. Try it, Sean. Dr. Pepper Machine says, no. And then it jumps. You do me like this. Nick Garden says, I can only watch battle streams for like 15 minutes now, but I tune in every week. I keep my Barrow priority token on my painting desk. Good man. Good man. Good man. It's good to have you anyway, man. Even if it is only for 15 minutes. It's great to have you in, Nick. Where is it? Owen says, my missus is shouting at me, will that guy stop? Please stop saying chips and gravy. Chips and gravy. Get some chips and gravy down, you love. You be reet. Dwellin says, get your paints out, Steve. I've seen a few streams with you now and you never paint. I know, mate. I know. I'm not even at my painting desk. I've got a beer. The chat's flowing. It'd be rude if I just ignored it. It'd be rude. Dr. Pepper Machine. So, has Damien been nagging you like a long-lost SPG wife for not painting? He's all right, actually. He's quite easy going. It's quite easy going. I mean, he doesn't cook or clean, but, you know. Carl's in. He says, ale. Ale to you as well, Carl. Good to have you. Pray for plagues. Any tips for painting whites and desert colours, please? Mine's a bit of a cheat, really. I use my airbrush a lot now for like lighter colours to get them blends nice. Darker colours, I'll paint everything with a brush pretty much, but if it's like lighter colours, so I did my Saruman, Gandalf the white, I use my airbrush. My Space Wolves, even though they're quite light, I use my airbrush. So I would go airbrush. Other than that, contrast paints are supposed to be pretty awesome, but I wouldn't go contrast paints alone. I would use them just to get the shades and then just start layering your lighter colours on. If you have a look on Warhammer TV, Nick Baton did an amazing tutorial for painting Saruman's robes, and he's out of this world. I used that on top of my airbrush base coat to paint mine, and I was really happy with the result. So watching that would give you far more information than I ever could on how to paint whites or creams well. So check that out on Warhammer TV. Carl says to Alex, I'm from Leicester. There's a few of us here that play when there isn't a bloody pandemic. Yeah, you two hook up. Alex and Carl get messaging each other on Facebook and sort something out for when lockdown ends, and get playing. Building these little communities is what's going to keep the hobby going. And yeah, it's always good to make new hobby friends, and means you'll have travel partners as well for when you come into the Scar or Cheshire or anything like that. Stuart says, I already have a massive Rohan force, then Isengard, then Khazad Dun, then Goblin Town. So yeah, definitely another good army. Tempted to do Radagast with Great Eagles as it's different. Yeah, I've played a little bit of that. It's all right, it's fun, but I think if you find something like Isengard has become repetitive, I think you'll find that even more so a lot quicker. Don't let me put you off doing that if that's the army you want to buy and paint. But yeah, that's what I think you find. It's a cool army. It's a cool army. Models are awesome as well. But maybe it is a little bit one-dimensional. You kind of gonna have a similar tactic every game with it, I think. Papa Party says, any plans on some terrain tutorials would be awesome. Heard you talk about it somewhere. Just started my first build. Yes, coming soon. So I used to do a lot of terrain tutorials when the channel sort of first started, and then as we evolved with our tech and everything else, we put like a lot of time and effort into getting the equipment and the right cameras and things like that to do in-depth battle reports, which I think we weren't where we wanted to be, but I think we kind of made you could tell it was our battle report just from looking at the screen. We have a lot of different camera views and things like that. So that was taking up a lot of time, and the terrain stuff kind of fell by the wayside. I was still doing a lot of terrain because I make a lot of my own boards and things like that, and I still enjoy doing terrain. It's probably the biggest part of the hobby that I enjoy. Oh, it's the part of the hobby that I enjoy the most, I think. although I do enjoy drinking and talking on streams. But yeah, it's been at the back of my mind to have it more prevalent on the channel, and I made my mind up a few months ago, and the reason why was mainly because of the other stream that I do with Damien and Battle Streams in Middle Earth, and just reading those old articles about the old terrain builds from the early editions of Battle Games in Middle Earth when they were really basic, and then you get through the magazines and all of a sudden you're building Minas Tirith. And I thought, that's a great way to do it. So if I'm going to start again, I'm going to start at the basics. I'm going to do some tutorials on how to make rock formations, little woods, streams, things like that. And then move up. If them videos prove popular, I'll go into building houses and whatever else, boards, because my skill level and knowledge has increased a lot since the last terrain videos that I did. So that's the plan. So when I do them, you need to get behind them, like them, share them, get commenting on them, and I'll do a lot more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing those. Alex Brooks has retracted a message. I wonder what that said. Terrible man. Dwelling says, so I've just had a massive plate of roasted, then fried parsnips with thick gravy. I'm not a fan of parsnips. I'm going to put it out there. I like the idea of them. I just don't like them. I think they leave like a weird, fragrant aftertaste in your mouth. Not mad on them. I'll have them. I've had them before, but I never. If I'm making a roast dinner, I never make parsnips. The only time I'll make parsnips is if I'm doing Christmas dinner. That's just because I know there'll be people who will want parsnips. It's weird, that, isn't it? Alex is hooking up with Carl, which is amazing. Good stuff, guys. Different Gear TV. Never try one of those red Savoy cabbage sausages. Savoy sausages before. Red cabbage. I've had a few beers on her. Always wondered what they are. Aren't they just a normal sausage? But they just call them Savoys down south. Aren't they just a normal chippy sausage? I've had a sausage in London from a chippy, and it was just a normal sausage. Hamdizzle, yes, he's just reiterating the Duncan Rhodes. Duncan Rhodes has a great video on painting stormtroopers using mainly contrast white for it. I've not seen that one. Check that out. And just says gravy is life. Gravy is life. I love gravy. I could have gravy on anything. Here's one for you. I'll continue with the chat in a sec. But what is there anything any of you guys have a guilty pleasure food-wise that you eat a lot of, and you might be a little bit embarrassed to admit that you like it and eat it? I've got one, and you probably all go, you dirty sod. But I've got one. If you tell me a few of yours, and I'll tell you what mine is. It sounds grim, but it is really nice. So yeah, let me know. What's your guilty pleasures food-wise? What do you really like to eat that you know other people wouldn't eat? It doesn't necessarily have to be anything like out there, like like some sort of weird squid or something like that. I mean, it could be, but is there anything out there that is like you eat and you keep it to yourself that you eat it, or a certain way you eat something? Let us know. Carl says to Alex, there's an independent we go to, Tabletop Tyrant in town. Hamdizzle says, Zoom call, bring your chips to work. Battered sausage chips and curry sauce, amazing. I have tried it. I don't like it. I don't know whether you're saying you do like it or you don't like it, because you put amazing at the end of that. I hope you don't like it. That's not right. Niall Woods, evening all. How you doing, Niall? Good to have you in. School Munch says, you can have my gravy, I'll have your ketchup. Well, yeah. I tell you what, I remember when I was in secondary school, I went through a phase where it must have been for about 6 months. I'd go to the chippy, I'd get chips and gravy and 2 sachets of ketchup, and I was just mad for having ketchup mixed in with my gravy. I'd still eat it now, but I wouldn't go as crazy for it. It's jumped a little bit, so just bear with me a second. Hamdizzle used to work in kitchen store in uni. On my life, just reductions are amazing. Only gravy I've ever liked. Reductions. Carl Daly, I haven't had a proper sausage dinner since I lived up north. Chips and gravy is great with sausage, but if you've got fish, then it's curry. Carl, you are on my page, my friend. We will be friends for life, because that is correct. Reese says, was working down there the other week, Steve, and they don't do fried spam at the butty shops too. Everywhere does fried spam, don't they? Isn't fried spam like a delicacy somewhere? Is it one of the like Asian countries? Like they love it. Can't remember where it is now. I was watching a program and they've gone on about spam. And like all like the posh restaurants have like spam dishes. I like spam. I've not had spam for ages. Not had it for ages. Green Tree says, "Don't be afraid of trying it. Be afraid of liking it." Alex says, "Yep." He's just responding to Carl. Angel says, "Okay, how do people feel about ketchup sandwiches?" We don't feel anything about ketchup sandwiches, Angel, because I know that anyone who's normal wouldn't eat a ketchup sandwich. Just ketchup on. I mean, that's the boring bit of a hot dog, isn't it, when you run out of sausage, pretty much. Hamdizzle says to Angel, just ketchup or anything else like butter or spread. That's not going to make it any better. Nick says, honestly, white got solved for me easy when I painted Taskmaster for MCP. Do a zenithal highlight and then a contrast layer. I'm assuming that's similar to the Stormtrooper tutorial. I'll have to have a look at that. Paintbrush Pirate, I agree with Hamdizzle. I painted some Stormtroopers with contrast at Pocket 3 white and then highlight. It has changed how I paint white. The white is awesome. I mean, the white and the black is awesome. Some of the colours don't work, I don't think, for contrast. The browns I really liked at first. I'm kind of going off them. I use them as shades now more than anything. But I don't like the glossy look it has after it. Yeah, I still use them, but mainly for shades. I've not got any of the colours. I got rid of the colours like the reds and the blues. I prefer to paint in the traditional way, but that's just me. Angel says maybe butter if I can be bothered. So you would just have a. Let me get this right. So you would just have a slice of bread, squirt ketchup on it, fold it in half, and eat it. We'd fall out, Angel, if I seen you do that. We would. Carl says, just arrived home from work, was hoping to get some paint out, but have found a very awake 13-month-old. Oh, man. Oh, well, you can still listen along, pal. Maybe my mank voice will, well, it won't send a baby to sleep, but who knows. Reese says, better off painting an off-white when painting white, then highlighting up to pure white. Yeah, that's kind of what I'd go with us doing it the traditional way. Owen says, Amber said hi. Hi, Amber. Good to have you. Dr. Pepper Machine, I have to say all the cool high detail models from Forge World have priced me out of the new section of the hobby for the time being. I mean, it's a different scenario for everyone, isn't it? And it depends what your hobby budget is, and people's hobby budget might be higher up their priority list than someone else's. If you're trying to buy everything that they release, then yeah, it's gonna be expensive. I would probably just treat yourself to a blister that you like, and you know, every now and again, just set yourself a little target. So every few months, just get yourself a Forge World blister and paint them up, because they are amazing, and I think they transform then the older armies, like these captains, Ranger captains. It's just the way they're sculpted, and it's the exact same garb as the plastic Rangers. It's the cloaks, same outfit, same everything's exactly the same. They're so much better, and having them leading a warband of Rangers just transforms the army. So I'm all for them. The prices are the prices. They are what they are. It's a tough one. It's a tough because everybody's different. Everyone's viewpoint's different, and I understand both ends of the argument. But yeah, it's tough. Maybe keep an eye out for some online stream competitions where you could win them. Where are we? Hamdell says, student me likes ketchup sarnies, but another of my mates got ripped to France for eating ketchup rolls. It's just wrong, many levels. Well, you put in a roll or a slice of bread. Amber loves chips and gravy so much. I love chips and gravy. I'm craving chips. I might make chips and gravy tonight when I go in. What time is it now? It's 11 already. Jesus. I might sneakily make chips and gravy when I go in. Nick says, if a game doesn't take place locally in Syracuse, driving an hour and a half to Rochester isn't uncommon. Yeah, you guys in America travel a lot for your hobby, and it's got to be admired. It's got to be admired. You know what I've just noticed, because I've just noticed on my screen the light does keep changing a little bit, and I think it's because of the bobbins lights that I've got. Normally I have one of those ring lights behind the camera, but I'm using the normal ceiling lights, and they're a bit just weird, aren't they? So I do apologise. Yeah, but Americans travel silly amounts to play, but I suppose it's what you're used to, isn't it? If you're used to it, you're used to it. Hamdizzle says, I also went a step further and added mayo for a Mary Rose sandwich. You're wrong, you, my friend. Green Tree says, how is Jay? Feel like we haven't seen him in ages. Yeah, Jay's all right. He's all right. He's got a lot on at the moment. It is what it is. He's got a lot on his plate, and no doubt you'll see him soon. Reese says, brown sauce, Angel, and a strong cup of tea. Brown sauce. I'm not... The only time I'll have brown sauce, here's the thing with brown sauce, I can eat it, I just wouldn't choose to eat it. And the only time I've had brown sauce is when I've gone in McDonald's for a breakfast wrap with ketchup. That's what I've ordered. And they give me it, and I don't realise till I'm in the van or the car, and I'm away from McDonald's, and I start eating it, and it's got brown sauce on it. I'm upset, but I'll finish it. Brown sauce is always secondary to ketchup for me. And that, again, that's going to kick off a load of comments I can see. Angel says, brown sauce can do one to Reese. Giving it one too many tries and just cannot like the stuff. That's fair. I'm kind of with you. I don't dislike it, but I don't like it. So, glad I'm not the only one that mixes ketchup and mayo. Ketchup and mayo's like cheap seafood sauce, isn't it? You can buy now. Heinz do a bottle of, I think they call it, Mayup or something it's called, or Metchup or something. I've seen it today in Asda. It's basically that. It's just that mixed in a bottle. A bit minging. Although it's what you have in your chips when you're drunk in it, and you get home, you just splash a load of ketchup and mayo all over it. Reese says it's a game changer on pasties and pies, Angel, like meat and potato. Jeez. I thought it was a normal thing till I did it in spoons one day. Got looks from my mates as if I'd. Honey roast parsnips. Again, that's kind of like a brown sauce thing. If I went to someone's house for dinner and they give it to me, let me shut this off. They give it to me, I wouldn't be rude and not eat it. I'd eat them. I just wouldn't choose to eat them. Let me just turn the volume down on this iPad. Find the volume button. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't choose to have them. Joe says, "Hey Steve, just joining now. Been working outside all day and happy to see a stream going on. What did I miss? The usual, mate. Not much. You miss. This is the third attempt at me streaming. Luckily, this one's been fine. It's working. Everything's honky dory. I'd organised the stream. I've set up another workstation over there next to my painting desk, so that I can paint whilst being on stream. Everything was perfect till I clicked go, and then it all went to the wall. I come out of it, created another stream, same place, done it again, did the same thing. Just wasn't working, and I think it's because I was on over Wi-Fi and it's just using a lot of I don't know. My internet is spot on now. I'm not sure why the Wi-Fi is iffy, but it didn't work anyway. So I'll come back over to this workstation. I've done it wired, but obviously there's no paint station here, so I'm just drinking and talking. Usual stream. But it's good to have you, man. Dr. Pepper Machine says, do you think there's still a good flow of new, younger people getting into the hobby, or is it mainly nostalgia based for older people? I think it's a good mix. From what I can see in the groups, it's just jumped loads again. Oh, man. There we are. I think it's a good mix. I think Damien, if he's still listening, will back me up here. We're admins on the GBHL group, so we see the requests come in, and it is a good mix of young people and people of a certain age. I think anyway. So yeah, I think there's a lot of interest. I think because it exploded so much, it's still finding its way to new people who may not be Lord of the Rings fans but are gamers. and it's a great system. So I think once people give it a go, and especially now, like the new iteration of it is, I think it scratches the itch a lot more for them hardcore gamers than the older version did. It might have been a little bit basic, but now it's up there with any of them, and it's, for me, it's the best system that Games Workshop do. But I'm biased, so I mean, don't listen to what I've got to say. But yeah, I think it's a good mix. Nick says, I'm American, we're guilty about nothing. That's true. That's Pepper Machine. Pickled onion monster munch. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Pickled onion monster munch are alright. I'm not a fan of pickled onion flavoured things generally. That's another situation where, you know, if I was somewhere and there was a bowl of pickled onion monster munch on the table, I'd stick them on my plate and eat some. I don't mind them. I prefer the beefy ones, if I'm honest. But yeah, they're all right. My younger brother, he's crazy for pickled onion flavour Walker's crisp. He's got this weird liking for them. He loves them. He'll buy a 6-pack and eat them in one sitting. It's very odd. Damien says cats. I don't know what you mean by that. Is that your guilty pleasure that you like eating? So that's very wrong. Owen says cherry bakewells. This will sound weird. So I'm not a massive lover of fruit in general. There's the odd bits of fruit that I like, but cherry bakewells, I love the pastry on a cherry bakewell, and I love that fondant icing on a cherry bakewell. I just don't like the cherry in the cherry bakewell. So just give me a bakewell, and I'll be over the moon. Take the cherry jammy bit out of the inside, and put like marzipan in there or something, or whatever, or nothing. Just have the pastry base and the icing, and I'd be all over it. But yeah, that's odd. Apples dipped in peanut butter, says Hamdizzle. Never tried that. That, I hope it doesn't taste like what I'm imagining it tastes like, because that's pretty grim. Green Tree says people. You eat people? Nice. I'm a plate spinner though, no guilt, says Nick. Papa Party says mackerel in tomato sauce with boiled eggs on a slice of bread. Mackerel as in the fish with boiled egg. No. Again, fish, I'm not a big fish eater, so I like white fish. I detest tuna. Salmon, take it or leave it. I'd never order it in a restaurant. I eat a lot of red meat. I'm not a massive fish eater. White fish I'll eat. White fish I'll cook at home, but only because I try and do that thing where I think I've not had fish for a couple of weeks. I better have some fish, because I know it's good for me to have the odd bit of fish. And I'll do like a cod fillet in. It's dead simple actually what I do. Why are we talking about this? I don't know. So anyway, 2 tins of tomatoes. I fry off some onions and some garlic. 2 tins of tomatoes in the frying pan. Cook it off. Put some like herbs and spices in there, whatever you like, and then lay your fish fillet over the top. Season it. Make sure you season it well. Just let it cook on top of the sauce, and when it's cooked through, plate it up with some nice baby new boiled potatoes in garlic butter. Beautiful. I should have brought that on I Can You Can Cook. Reese says, for me, Steve, super noodles, cheese on toast. That's a new one. I've not had that. I mean, to be honest, it sounds quite nice. I'm not going to lie. I love super noodles. The nutritional value of super noodles is 0, but I love super noodles. And I had the other day, they had an offer on in Asda, and I got the new. So I think they're called potless noodles. So it's pot noodles in a packet. And they do all different flavours, and they were alright. They were just super noodles, but yeah, they're quite nice. Angel says that sounds yummy to Hamdizzle's apples in peanut butter. You two are in a different box than you're going to end up at the end of this stream in a different box in my head than you started. It doesn't sound yummy at all. Damien says cats dipped in peanut butter. Stop trolling, Damien. Take it seriously. This is serious stuff. Sean says cheese and Marmite crumb. No, that's not wrong. That's not a guilty pleasure. That's not a guilty pleasure. I love Marmite. I love Marmite. I could just eat Marmite on toast all day. Love it. Cats and Gravy says Green Tree. Handel says, Oi Damien, get your own food, you thief. Joe says, it's not weird, but I'm partial to the odd bacon and cheese turnover. When you say turnover, is that just in the pastry? I quite like that. I quite like those. And it's not. That's not weird, but it's yummy. Handel says, healthy too, Angel. Is it? Is peanut butter healthy? I'm not sure. It made with butter. Paintbrush Pirate says, spam is never a delicacy. It is, honest. Corned beef fritters, yep, all day long. Smash them. Has anyone had... Is it just me? My sister used to make... And I've asked her to make it. I've got an older sister, and when I was young... And if my older sister... She's quite a lot older than me. If she ever like babysat for us or anything like that, or I went to her house, she'd always make the same tea. And it'd be corned beef and rice. And it'd basically be corned beef with rice, peas, sweet corn, onions. Has anyone else ever had that? I've never had that anywhere except there. And when I've tried making it myself, it's been a disaster. But when I used to have it at her house, it was amazing. And I keep asking her to make it again and send me a big pot of it over, but she hasn't. Terrible. I like corned beef, but corned beef fritters are cool. Damien says to Reese, what did you have at the beef eater? What did you have at the beef eater that time when you were stalking Damien? Paintbrush Pirate says, thanks to Lockdown 1.0, what? I know what spam stands for. Came up in 3 different quizzes. What does it stand for? Do we want to know? Different Gear TV says, Linda McCartney sausages with beef gravy. They do vegetarian ones. She does vegetarian stuff, don't she? Or is it vegan or something? Angel says, just when I thought we were friends, Steve. Well, then you started eating apples in peanut butter like some sort of weirdo. Hamdizzle says he feels attacked. Where did he complain? Write a letter, man. Write a letter. Post it. Glenn says, back. I was doing Christmas shopping. I've been doing some Christmas shopping already. Trying to get it out of the way early so there's not like a mad rush. Get it done and dusted. What have you been buying, Glenn? Damien says, the idea of ketchup sandwich makes me feel iller than the Gollum mask. It does me a bit. It's a bit too much in it. It's too much. Too tangy in the bread. Nick Garner says, I found using contrast paints for glazes works during Mephiston. Yeah, glazes will work well for glazes as well. Glyn says, brown sauce is mint. No, it's brown sauce. That's mint sauce you're thinking about. Red sauce mixed with mayo over chips. I'll take it. Hamdizzle says to Damien, keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. And Nick says, I had to start being pragmatic with my models, with what models I buy. I play no Middle-earth SBG, but I want the Ranger Captains and Build a Pony. Slayer of Worlds, but I don't play the game. I do, however, own every Marvel Crisis Protocol model. Everyone's different, aren't they? And enjoys different things and wants to collect different things. Anders is in. He says, "Hey, just checking in. See we're talking food. Yeah, it's become the thing, isn't it?" Dots Pepper Machine says, "Let's take Ranger Captains as an example that I can treat myself to. My friends that I would play with are generally scared of COVID, and the shop is shut. I can enjoy painting it, then it's going to a good cause." I totally agree, my friend, and I think you should treat yourself. Every now and again, we got to treat ourselves. Do something that makes you happy. Anders says, ketchup mixed with mayo is the best. Straight in. Anders has been in the room 5 minutes and he's straight in. I just jumped loads. Just jumped. We're past. I've done cherry bakewells, didn't I? Yeah, done that. Yep. Nick says, I put barbecue sauce on everything. I'm assuming that's brown sauce for you folks across the pond. No. Barbecue sauce is not brown sauce. Barbecue sauce is fine. We like barbecue sauce. It's barbecue sauce. Brown sauce is a different thing altogether. Brown sauce is something that people who ran out of ketchup decided to make with whatever they had in the cupboard. Yeah. Try either. If you search, Nick, you'll probably be able to get it from some specialist shop. Either HP brown sauce, as in the letters HP, or there's another one which is quite famous here called Daddy's brown sauce. If you search them, you're able to get them. Try them. You might like it. You might like it. It's I think it's a sauce which is very much based around Worcestershire sauce. So it's got that same sort of vibe to it. Anders says he loves going to good burger shops around here that serve fancy mayo mixed with different sauces and spices. I mix mayo with a lot of stuff. You know what's really nice? What did I have it on? I made homemade. The first lockdown, I was cooking loads. Hence me starting a YouTube channel for it. And I made like homemade lamb doner meat. So we had like doner kebabs, homemade. And I wanted a bit of a fancy sauce, so I decided to mix mayo with sweet chili sauce and a little bit of ketchup. And I'm not lying, it was spectacular. So I highly recommend that. Mix some mayonnaise with sweet chili sauce, only a tiny bit of ketchup, some more sweet chili. So mayo, sweet chili 50-50, then probably about 20% ketchup. Will blow your mind. Gorgeous. Angel says no to Nick Gardner. I think barbecue is heavenly, brown sauce is poop. It's very different. Yes, it is. Damien says your brown sauce McDonald's stance is exactly the same as mine. Always irritating, always eat it, but the McDonald's breakfast choice of kings is double meat bacon McMuffin with extra sausage. Hashtag next topic. Well, McDonald's have now brought out a breakfast BAP, haven't they? So it's a new one. I think it only came out last week, which I've not tried yet because I'm trying not to eat a lot of McDonald's because I've been eating way too much of it. Not that you can tell, slender figure and everything, but yeah, they brought out a new breakfast BAP, and I'm very, very intrigued by it because I love their breakfast wraps with ketchup. So I might try one this week. I'll treat myself. Hamish says barbecue is Gucci sauce. That is. What do we determine young as in wargaming? At 27, am I young? Please say yes. You're like, well, you're younger than me. I would say for young, I would say below 21. Anyone above 21, I would say is mid tier in the age category, definitely. Stuart says, bloody hell, I did spare for 15 minutes to make a brew and moved from the office, and you're still not painting it. I knew it was too good to be true. What can I say? Let me have a little drink. We're having fun, all right? I mean, we're talking about everything but hobby at the moment. Well, we're not talking about everything. We're talking about sauces and food. Joe says brown sauce is, I think, made from anchovies, tomatoes, and vinegar. I mean, now I dislike it even more. I didn't know it had anchovies in it. Ugh. Oh my god, pickled onion Monster Munch are so good. Do you know what? I had a feeling, Angel, that you'd be a pickled Monster Munch eater. I did. I don't know why. I just did. Dr. Pepper Machine says, is there a good mix? How am I, as an adult, with average money getting priced out and young kids are able to walk in? Because they have a lot of disposable income. They spend every penny they've got on the thing that they like at that moment in time. And as an adult, we have other commitments. We have bills and things to pay for. I wouldn't dwell too much on it, mate. Like, eBay is a great way to bolster up your armies. I still use eBay to this day. And you don't need to buy everything that comes out. Buy models that suit the armies that you're playing, and yeah. Owen says, I've always thought Ungoliant, she loves Mama, would make an amazing model. Do you think that'll ever drop? If it did, how big do you reckon? Smaug size, 350 quid, would you? Question mark. I mean, I'd say it's unlikely. I'd say that's unlikely. I'd say that this hobby would have to increase in size tenfold and be making Games Workshop a hell of a lot of money for them to start going down that route, or routes of that sort of ilk. But I mean, I'd be up for whatever they release that's Middle Earth themed. You know that anyway. I'd be bang up for anything. But yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. What would you like to see? Is that like your, if you could pick one, is that what it is? Don't know what I'd like to see that they haven't already released. They've kind of touched it. They're even like releasing things now that are not even things. So, I mean, the Ranger Captains. I don't know. Another Fellowship I want. A character series Fellowship would be amazing for me. Hamdizzle's saying price out of what he mentioned before, Hamish, about like the Forge World prices and not being able to keep up with the things coming out and buying them and things like that, which is, you know, it's the case for a lot of people. There's stuff that there'll be stuff that everybody at some point can't justify spending, and then it's a case. It's like I say, the best thing to do. What I tend to do sometimes, if I think, oh, should I get that? You know, I can't really afford it this month. I might set that as a target then. So I might think, right, okay, well, I'm not gonna have 3 McDonald's breakfast wraps this week, and I'm gonna save that money and put it towards an end of month purchase, something like that. Tim says, click on a video hoping to find someone painting minis, talking a bit of middle of SBG. What do I find? Some Brits talking about their weird food. Seems. Apologies, man. I said this before. So, Tim, this is what happened. So, I do have a painting desk there with all the camera and lights and everything was ready to go. I set it up to stream and paint and talk, and I was doing it from my Mac, which is connected on Wi-Fi, and for some reason, the connection just, even though it's telling me on the Mac it's a strong connection, on the streaming software it was telling me it wasn't, and everything was working, but it wasn't sending a signal out to you guys. You guys could just see the same holding screen forever. So I just scrapped it, come over to my normal workstation, which is on a wired connection, turned it on, and we started to talk about food. So, but we'll talk about anything. Tim, ask away. Get a subject going on Middle Earth, on hobbying, on painting, whatever you want. Kick it off, and we will talk about it, my friend. Thank you for coming. Papa Patty says, haha, Swedish thing, I guess. The mackerel and tomato sauce. Mackerel and tomato sauce. Must be. Swedish meatballs I like when we go IKEA. Love Swedish meatballs. And you have them with gravy. Hamdizzle says, I bet Steve likes fish fingers, but can't blame him. Fish is fish. I like fish finger butties. But I have a bit of a thing. So my youngest, my little girl, she's 6. She loves fish fingers. So you get fish fingers. Normally when you get fish fingers in breadcrumbs, aren't you? When you buy like bird's eye fish fingers, whatever, they're in breadcrumbs. They're not for me. I like fish fingers in batter. So you can get like I think Young's do it's like a posher fish fingers, like bit bigger, a bit chunkier, and it's in batter. And I have 3 of them on 2 slices of bread. Just bread, not toast, just bread with ketchup and butter. That is really nice. Really nice. Nick says, I can't stand salmon. Yeah, I'm not mad on it. I lived on a river literally named the Salmon River. It was in endless supply. All I ate, can't do it anymore. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I don't like it anyway. Again, I love it, but I don't love it. Damien says, sorry to go off topic, but the mould lines and casting gaps on these metal-mounted wraiths are absolutely rancid. Give me fine cast any day over the recessed mould lines and huge chasms on these guys. Mine were alright. You must have just got a bad batch. Mine were okay. Hamdizzle says, can I forward that message on to Joshua to make his blood boil? That's Pepper Machine based information that SBG is fueled via noodles. I wouldn't be surprised. Pot noodles are like the nerds' sort of main meal, isn't it? Different Gear TV, cold hot dogs straight out of the packet. You've said this before, I'm sure you have. I'm sure we've spoken about this before. I can eat cold hot dogs because, you know, like when you was a kid, you used to go to kids' parties, you'd get like little hot dogs of cheese on a cocktail stick, and they were just cold hot dogs, weren't they, just cut up. So I can eat them, and I've had cold hot dogs before. I wouldn't choose to, though. I prefer it hot, definitely. Hamdizzle, vegan peanut butter. What is got? Ah, right, okay, it's got them good fats. Vegan peanut butter. Green Tree, can't get corned beef fritters around my way anymore. Google's your friend. Let me turn my other screen back on. There we go. Amazon. If you go on Amazon, you can get all sorts of stuff on Amazon and it's delivered. So Amazon isn't just for like electrical stuff and nerd stuff. You can order food on Amazon as well, and you get all sorts. I went through a phase of cooking a lot of Chinese food, like, and not just like your regular Chinese food. Like I've cooked quite a lot of Chinese food, and some of the ingredients are not off the shelf ingredients. And I went on Amazon. I was able to get pretty much everything that I look for. It was very, very rare. I think there was a fermented chili paste that I couldn't get, and I had to wait till lockdown ended and go into Chinatown in Manchester, and I've got it in one of the wholesalers. Oh my god, and it's strong as well. And I didn't. In the end, I worked out that I didn't actually need it, because when I was talking to the guy in the shop, he said, "Oh, you could just use this," and it was, he gave me the name of this other stuff which they sell in Waitrose. And you can't really tell the difference. So yeah, anyway. Joe says, didn't realise that food was the main topic tonight, now did I? My wife got me a Traeger pellet grill smoker for I'm assuming that's a barbecue, Joe, for my birthday a few weeks ago, and I've been having a proper go at it each weekend. Traeger pellet grill smoker. So that's just to smoke, like smoked meat. Right. I did ribs 2 weeks ago, I did full beef brisket last week, and tomorrow I'll be smoking marinated spicy chicken wings. If you can catch a fly, I've got room for you. Mate, I'd be all over that. Everything you just mentioned in that post is right up my street. Simon says, beef stew with dumplings. I've not had beef stew with dumplings for ages. I love dumplings. Love them. Spam, special personal appetite minimizer. That sounds appetising. Oh god, it just jumped again. Oh my god, hang on. Oh, there we are. Green Tree says, baked or boiled dumplings. Well, I like a crispy dumpling, but you very rarely get them. When you get like dumplings, they're always like already like just cooked in the gravy, aren't they? But either or for me. Reese says, "Oh, I had a fillet steak, Damien. We're paying, and those potatoes, cheese, and bacon for a start. So the potato skins. You can't beat a steak. I love steak. Talking about steak today, actually, with my mate, my friend, he's my neighbour, but he's my pal, lives over the road. We have a daily backwards and forwards about what we're cooking for tea and stuff like that. He's quite into his cooking as well, and we were saying neither of us have had steak for ages. And there's a butcher just up the road, in a village up the road. Amazing butcher. He's like award-winning butcher. Does like best beef ever, but it's mega expensive. So we were saying like, next weekend we're going to place an order to deliver it, and we're just going to like split it between us. So yeah, I'm going to get some nice fillet steak. Do you know where does good fillet steak? Actually, where isn't bad. Your Aldi's and your Lidl's, and it's quite reasonable with the price. I've bought them before, and I've never had a problem with them. The only problem for me is that I like my steaks quite thick, and obviously it's off the shelf. They're all cut to a similar like 10cm slice. That's the only problem really with them. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with those steaks. They're great. You need about 3 of them now. Simon says boiled for dumplings. Hamdizzle, I don't like spam. How do you not like spam? Nothing not to like about it, and fried spam's nice. Damien says, Emma eats apples dipped in peanut butter, but a lot of her life choices are fairly misguided. Example, marriage. I've never had that before. Never heard of that before. Simon says, or homemade mac and cheese. But everyone loves mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is alright. It's alright. For me, mac and cheese is a side. It's a side dish, isn't it? Green Tree's very hungry now. Yeah, I am. Steve, do you like prawn cocktail? No. Nope. Don't like prawn cocktail. Not a massive fan of prawns. Again, I'll eat them if they're there. I wouldn't pick them. If I was in a restaurant, I wouldn't pick to have prawns. I wouldn't have like a... I don't know. My brother loves king prawn curries, so go for a curry. I've been out for a pint or whatever with my brother, and we go for a pint for a curry after. He'll just get the same thing, get the same curry, king prawn balti every time. I'm like, why don't you get meat? Why have you not have meat? And he says, oh, it tastes just like meat, but it don't taste like meat at all. No, but yeah, I don't like prawn cocktail. Not into prawns. Damien says to Reese, nice, I had the exact same last Wednesday, early birthday meal, out on the last night before lockdown. Their bacon and cheese dippers are the best thing on earth. Went for peppercorn sauce with a fillet steak. Steve probably would have poured gravy all over it. No, I do love a peppercorn sauce. Peppercorn sauce on steak is very nice. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'd have chose, mate. If I'd have been invited to your birthday meal, I probably would have got the same thing, but I didn't get an invite. So Joe says zero painting all the food chat. I think this stream's on the wrong channel, Steve. I know, mate. I know. At least we know it works. It works now. I've just got to get a wired cable. Everything else is bang on. I did like all the different overlay and everything just for painting. I was really proud of it. Dwelling says, anyone printing minis for Middle Earth, SBG games, armies, even if not allowed at tournaments? There's a lot. I'm in a lot of groups, so I see a lot of stuff at the minute. A lot of people, because the 3D printers and resin printers are very prevalent now. Like you can get them, they're coming down in price. They're quite cheap. I was toying with getting one over the summer. Didn't end up getting one, just because it's another thing for me to learn how to use. That'll just sit on a shelf somewhere, and you know the game that I play is rich in models that are already readily available. So yeah, I didn't get one, but I've seen a lot of armies that have been 3D printed or resin printed, and they're all right. They're cool. There was one that someone done, and it was an alternate Arnor. I think that the lad said it's how he envisaged Arnorians to look, and it was nice. The problem you've got is you buy a printer, so you pay however much for your printer, anything from 500 quid to £2,000. So you've got that outlay. You then have to learn how to use the program to sculpt these models, and buy the program. You then have to buy the resin to print them, and you think, yeah, I printed them and that resin only cost me X amount, but like I say, you've bought the printer. How many man hours have gone into learning how to use it? How many man hours have gone into sculpting them when you could have just bought them? I get it. It's for some people. I may get one in the future, but not for those reasons. I would love a resin printer with a bigger bed to do terrain stuff. That's probably what I'd use it for. I don't think I'd do minis. I would not be able to do justice on the minis, but there are some very talented people out there doing a lot of cool stuff with miniatures. I see a lot of 40k Space Marine stuff. Obviously, it's rip-off stuff. So that's the thing. But I mean, if it's for personal use, then like whatever. But there is some cool stuff, some really cool like diorama type stuff that people are doing, which is awesome. What was the other Middle Earth one that I've seen? The Dalamroth. Was it not the Dalamroth? It was Fountain Court Guards, and someone had commissioned a sculptor to do it. So this fella had commissioned someone to sculpt them digitally and run them off and send them to him. So he wasn't profiting from it. He wasn't selling the files or printing them and selling them. So that's fine. But there's a bit of a line in the sand when it comes to doing it for miniatures that are available, because we love this. I'm in a weird position because if you want, from my point, if you want to do it, like whatever. I'll choose not to, because I want to support this hobby that I put a lot of time and effort into painting, gaming, buying, making videos for. And if people are doing that, then the support will drop off and the game will cease to exist. So yeah, it's kind of a moral thing for me, but that doesn't mean that I look down my nose at anyone that does that. Like, whatever, everyone make your own choices in life, it's fine. But yeah, there is some cool stuff out there. I'm not going to sit here and on my high horse and say, oh no, it's all terrible, because it's not. There is some cool stuff out there, but I just choose to get the original official stuff. That's it, really. Hamdizzle says, good meat doesn't need any sauce. Shame on you, Damien, although peppercorn is maybe passable. That is true, but you know, it can enhance. Nick Gallen says, I'm a sucker for garlic. The World of Beer restaurant near me has burgers with garlic alioli. Oh, alioli is just garlic mayo on it. Yeah, garlic's great. Garlic, whatever. Most stuff that I cook, sometimes I'll go in the kitchen before I even decide what I'm cooking. I'll have already chopped up 2 cloves of garlic and an onion and be frying it off in the pan because it's the base for most of the stuff that I make. I love it. Love onions, love garlic. Can't stand prawns, says Green Tree. They are like wood lice of the sea. I don't dislike them that much. I think Green Tree dislikes them way more than me. Oh, God. Papa Party, you're going to make me try and say it now, aren't you? Sriracha mayo is the beep. I've tasted that actually. It's alright. I quite like it. Anything mixed with mayo because it just makes everything. Mayo's nice, isn't it? Ruth says HP brown sauce says tomatoes, malt vinegar from barley, molasses, glucose, fructose syrup, spirit vinegar, sugar, dates, modified corn flour, rye flour, salt, spices, flavourings, and yeah. See, that's the thing. Flavouring. What flavourings? What does that mean? What does that mean? Frederick says, I'm 22. Am I a younger wargamer? Yeah, I'll let you just in the younger bracket there, Frederick. Damien says, have you had the quarter pounder Royale at Mackey's yet? It's basically a Whopper. Hashtag game show. Yes. Is that what it's called? Quarter pounder Royale? It's not called, isn't it called Supreme or something? Do you know anything about that is? If it's the same one we're talking about. They do the spicy quarter pounder now, don't. So do spicy quarter pounder, that one, which I think is called Supreme. I could be wrong. Supreme Royale, whatever. And then they do the double. But they won't do a double with the Supreme bits on the lettuce and the mayo and everything. Letting the side down. What makes you old age or time in the hobby? Ooh, debate. What makes you old? Probably the year you were born, my friend. I'm old. I know Damien's old. He'll try and deny it, but he's up there with me. Yeah, younger gamer's daughter Bill's very true, and just need to ask, Mummy, Daddy, can I get this? Frederick says, just got 2 Dunlanies with axe shield ready for green stuffing stage during the stream. Good stuff. I'm glad I could help you along with that, my friend. Carl says, anyone who didn't get Battle Games of Middle-earth in their mid-early teens is Middle-earth of the road in terms of age. Those under 10 at the time is young. I don't know what to say about that. Well, I was in my 20s because I got on for my lad. My lad was only young, so I would have been in my 20s then, or my 20s, should I say? Stop being so mank. Yeah. Paintbrush Pride says, some serious fake news there about brown sauce. Dr. Pepper Machine, eBay doesn't get me Forge World. You will find some. Don't get me wrong, it's few and far between, but you will find some Forge World stuff on eBay. I've seen quite a few bits and bobs on there. I think someone had Iron Hills Army on there the other day. It was quite a good price. Nick says, on a similar note, Hustler's got a hustle and I need to flip this my fist on when I'm done. Green Tree says, best steak I had was a New York strip steak at Hard Rock Cafe in Manchester. Was steak, mashed gravy and veggies. Very good, very good. Best steak that I've ever had. Actually, I know the answer to that. So, it's actually still there, but I've not been there for years. So before we lived where I live now, before we bought the house, we used to have an apartment just outside city centre Manchester before we had the girls. So we used to eat out quite a lot, and there was my favourite restaurant in Manchester was called Don Giovanni's. It's an Italian restaurant. All I ever had in there was steak. When I'd walk in, they didn't even. I'm one of them as well. I kind of stick to the same thing. They knew how I liked it cooking. Everything was perfect. Don Giovanni's in Manchester, on Oxford Road near the McDonald's. Check it out if you're ever in Manchester. It's amazing. Their steaks are out of this world. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is they cook it in. I don't know, but there's something special. Something special. Hamdizzle says, can still get some Forge World bargains if you search enough on eBay. Yeah, I agree. Just has to find those badly titled lots, but it ain't easy. Yeah, you always get them lots as well on eBay that there's a misspelling, and I'm sure there's a browser app that you log onto and you put your search in and it searches for everything similar. to the name that you're searching for. So I don't know, you might search for like Rohan Warriors, and it'll search for Tohan Warriors because someone might have been typing quickly and put a T instead of an R or something like, you know, all the different options, and it finds all them for you. I can't remember what it's called now, but if you Google it, you'll find it. Nick says, I desperately want a character series, Matty Glorfindel. Yeah, that'd be awesome. He's a much beloved character. It's a chance to print money. Yeah, I agree. I think it would. There's so many things that you could say if they made this, it would sell. And I don't think it's a case of that being the argument. I think it's more a case of what do we release next? Because most of the stuff they release does well, sells out. I remember a stage when everything they released would sell out. Everything. It seems to have slowed down that a little bit, but whether that's because they know there's more demand and they're printing more stuff off, I don't know. But that would be cool. There's loads of character series I want. I want a character series. Aragorn character series alerts. What was the one? What was the other one that I wanted really character series? I really thought Gandalf the White would have been character series, but he wasn't. So I don't think we'll get another one of those. What would you want to see? Carl says brown sauce is the breakfast sauce. Wrong. Barbecue, the any time of the day sauce. Ketchup on for chips. Curry for dinner. Gravy also for dump meat and potatoes only. You've never been so wrong in your life, Carly. Gravy only for meat and potatoes. No. Frederick says super obsessed with Dunland right now. Steve, how much Dunland have? Oh, you mean how much have I got? I did have them somewhere. It's a hand. I can't see on my shelves. They were. I did have them on a board, so they're there. So I'm probably 4/5 painted, full army. I think it's about 700 points. I think. I've not added it up properly, but I think it's about 700 points. But yeah, it's an amazing army. Looks super cool. Dr. Pepper Machine says to Damien, amen regarding mould lines. And Owen says this Agrax stroke curry stroke gravy mix is working a treat. Cheers. You're welcome, man. Frederick says made some Swedish meatballs for the first time during the first German lockdown this year. Surprisingly easy and really tasty. Yeah, the great Swedish meatballs. Oh, I made them a long time ago and I can't remember what the difference was between them and normal meatballs in making them. Let me find where we was. Oh my god. There we are. Dr. Pepper says, I really believe we should all be bashing the prices for GW's own sake. I think they can learn a lot from the Lego company. I don't think it does any good. I'll be honest with you, buddy. I don't think it does any good. And the reason it won't do any good is because the stuff is... They're releasing it at the price that they're releasing it and it's selling. So unless you can start a movement that everybody in the community joins and everybody stops buying the models for them prices, I don't think it would work because people will buy them for the prices that they're at. So as far as GW are concerned, those prices are justified, and it is very that argument is very relevant to individual people. I personally I think the prices aren't that, I don't think they're that bad for what they are. I know we're going to go, oh, it's only a little bit of plastic. How much did the machine cost that printed that little bit of plastic? Probably talking into the hundreds of thousands of pounds. It's a business, it's got to run at a profit. Otherwise, what's the point? It's an odd one. It's one of those arguments that you can never win. There's always going to be a comeback from both sides. Different Gear TV. Surely all peanut butter is vegan. That's what I was thinking. Nick says 4 Jack and Cokes and a gin and tonic in, and I may have to consider slowing my painting. Paintbrush Pride says butter isn't vegan, or he's asking butter isn't vegan. Damien says Stream snack update. I just had one of Shalwyn's homemade Paw Patrol cakes. Pretty damn good. They do sound pretty damn good. Nick Garner says Hershey all day. Are we on to chocolate? Are we on to chocolate now? It's not Hershey's. Nope. Different Gear TV says, oh yeah, Dr Pepper machines. They should do the larger scale stuff as play sets. What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about terrain. You mean? I think they're going to be doing more terrain. The terrain stuff is similar. The terrain stuff does very well from what I can make out. Because we all want more terrain, and when it comes, we all eat it up. Hamdizzle says, think it's to do with the oil that's used. Different Gear TV. Oh, for the peanut butter. Peanut butter doesn't use or contain butter. Paintbrush Pirate. I found an amazing recipe for barbecue chicken wings at the start of last lockdown. I must have made a dozen batches. Back on the diet now, sadly. Well, Paintbrush Pirate, I think you should post that in the Top Table Gaming Facebook group, and just put that, you know, we were talking about food and lockdown and what feeds your hobby, and get that recipe up there so I can give it a go. Frederick says, maybe a weird question. I don't think it's going to be a weird question on this stream, mate. What do you people have in mind when they say here hot dog? In Germany, it means sausage, bun, sauce, and I believe English speakers use the word just for the type of sausage. No, that's what it means. So if I was to go to a fast food place and ask for a hot dog, I would get a sausage and a bun with my choice of sauces. But we say the term hot dog sausage to describe the type of sausage it is, because I think you guys, hot dog sausage to me is almost the same as like a Frankfurter. But what we would just term as a sausage is entirely different. The meat in it is ground up a little bit coarser. There's different types of spices. I think it's less processed. It's still processed, but it's less processed than a hot dog sausage. Someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of think that's the best way I could describe it. Ruth says, night all. Good night, Ruth. Thank you for joining us, you and Sean. It was nice to hear from you. It's been way too long. Sleep tight. Paintbrush Pirate says to Frederick, hot dogs in the UK refer to the type you would get in the US, probably closer to Frankfurt. Yep. Dr Pepper Machine, I can confirm I saw Ronald McDonald give Damien his birthday balloon. Angel, right, I'm off, beautiful people. Enjoy. Good night, Angel. Thank you for joining us, and likewise, it was great to have you in. It's been far too long. I hope to speak to you soon. Paintbrush Pirate says, I used to work in a butcher's shop when I were a lad. We would cut steaks to desired thickness. Yes, so if you go into a butcher's shop, you can ask, or they show with the knife. Well, that's what they do in the one in the village anyway. You go, do you want it that thick, that thick, that thick? And you say when, basically, which is great. Dr Pepper Machine, he also did not go out of the lines with the crayons. Nick says, Damien, aren't you a life choice? Oh, it's going to jump now when I try and move this, so let's... Why does it do that? It's really annoying. Damien says, it was literally illegal to invite you to my birthday party meal. It's no excuse, mate. It's no excuse. You know I'd have been there in a flash. Hamdizzle, question for you, all you fine folk. I had to read this and then think about it because you've said Dr Pepper, the drink, yay or nay? Because I was thinking, have you got a problem with Dr? Because there's a guy called Dr Pepper in the chat, the Dr Pepper machine. But obviously you mean the drink. So it's basically just cherry coke in it, and I don't mind it, but I don't buy it. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? I know some people that love it, like Dr Pepper, but to me it's just cherry coke. Dr Pepper machine. Funnily enough, can you show a few models? Please, Steve? Of what? Which models, mate? The camera's not great, to be honest. I can, if you want. There's no light behind the camera. Let me show you what happens. So, if I try and show you this, it just goes dark. You see? And grainy. Because the light that I normally have at the back, I set up over there on the paint station. Where are we? Paintbrush Pirate says the selection of things you can 3D print for SBG is disappointing. Star Wars Legion, on the other hand, mind blowing amount of stuff. Printing some of the first order troops tonight. There's tons of stuff out there, isn't there? There is tons of stuff out there. There's a fella. I'll put a link in the Facebook group, and he lives in. And it was a weird thing when I got talking to him. He's from Manchester, this guy, and he basically he's got his own. He's got a few different companies that he owns. One of his companies is he makes replica props. So I met him. I met him online. Virtually met him. In one of the groups for like Middle Earth type stuff, like for swords and stuff for your wall that you hang on your wall, all that kind of malarkey. And yeah, I got chatting to him, and he, when he was telling me where he lived, I was like, "Is that near such and such?" And what I described was a club that I used to go to many moons ago. And he was like, yeah, and he owns it, and I used to go there as a young lad, clubbing, and he owns the building, but part of the building he has now set up to run this other business from. But he started to do scale stuff, so the stuff that's the scale of the wetter statues for the what are they called? The dioramas and things like that. He started to do a lot of that stuff as well, and he also has got an interest in SBG, and he started to do scale stuff. But again, he's doing it. It's just for himself. He's not doing it as a profit making thing. But some of the stuff that he's done is out of this world. But he won't sell you the files. That's the thing. But his stuff is amazing. Because I was like, can I get some of that? Because that'll awesome on a board. And he was like, no, not really. It's just for me. He said, what he will do is you can commission him to design and make something for you, but he won't sell you like things like off the shelf. You'd have to get it printed yourself. I can't remember his thing now, but I'll put the link in the group after the stream. Green Tree says, night. She's saying night to Ruth and Angel. Damien says, I went out for a curry with a few mates some years ago, and one of my best mates ordered a monkfish curry. The waiter stared at him in disbelief and told him they'd have to defrost it. He was just getting cod. I presume it was their first sale and probably their last. Yeah, he just got cod, or he got a piece of haddock, mate. 100%. Reese says, Lachlan at Zorpaso in his most recent video was showing off a dragon that was 3D printed to use in his Mori armor. I did see that, actually. There's like a third-party one, though. It wasn't designed or it wasn't sold to be a Middle-earth dragon. Nick Garner says, I understand the love for 3D models, but I feel it betrays the designers. We resurrected this game from the dead, and then we make our own models and cut the people out who made the game we love out. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point, but I'm not gonna side one way or the other. I've said my opinion. I will only buy the official stuff. People can do whatever people want, but I think what they should do is bear in mind the impact that has. Don't get me wrong, someone might be selling a print of a certain character that you adore, and you think, I need that in my life, and you get it and whatever, that's fine. But yeah, there needs to be the thought that goes to, right, where do we draw the line on that? Because when the company that makes everything for the game that we love and that we're all here for now, this is how we've met through this game, when that company is no longer making money because everyone's just doing their own thing, the game will stop, and then it'll have to be community run. And then it just becomes like no man's land. Like, who's in charge? Who makes the rules? Who okays FAQs? It's a slippery slope, and that's the only thing I'd say to people. Do what you want. It's fine. I'm not going to judge you one way or the other. I've bought third-party models. I actually have a third-party model up there. Which I bought because I liked it. I won't say which it is. It was one many moons ago. I've seen it Really liked it, bought it, painted it. It's on my shelf. That's where it stayed. I've never gamed with it. It's just because I like the model. That was it. And I don't. Something would have to really grab me by the nuts to do it, and I just can't see anyone at the minute matching what Games Workshop on Forge will do in terms of quality. And the only ones that have been anywhere close have been the people that are doing it, like I mentioned before, with that Fountain Court Guard army. They're doing it with morals, and they're doing it as a one-off commission, and then it's not selling the files on, etc. So I mean that's fine, for your personal projects, that's fine. But there is going to be a point where if everybody does it, it will start to impact the hobby in a negative way for us all. Paper Pirate says 3D printing is a hobby in its own right. Correct. I end up printing so much junk. That's what I'd be worried about. I'd sit here printing off shields and swords and stuff that will never use or never stick on a model. Dr. Pepper Machine says I feel ill at the image of a monkfish. Paintbrush Pirate says I use my 3D printer to do an error board diorama. That's the one you posted. Was that yours that was on the Facebook group? Because that was sweet. Stuff like that I have no problem with. That's really nice. And it's not like there isn't one of them out there. There isn't an official error board diorama out there, so happy days. Harry says, evening Steve, how are you, mate? I'm very well, Harry. How are you? I see you. Was it the rugby you were at, mate? I see that on Facebook. Hope you had a good day. Dr. Pepper Machine says, been 3D printing since 14. Hamdizzle says, I did see those Fountain Court Guard. They look beautiful. I like to stay away from the GW versus third party argument as it never ends well. But your hobby, your way. I'm exactly the same. I'm not, I have my opinion on it, and my opinion has changed. So if we'd have had this conversation 3 years ago, when the hobby wasn't really being supported as much as we'd have liked, my opinion on it might have been totally different. In fact, it probably was totally different. But now, it's not. Now, I want to support GW. Do GW make millions of pounds out of us? Yes. Obviously, it's a company that wants to make money. It's a business. It's the whole point. Am I okay with it? Yes, I'm fine with it. Do I want them to keep doing it? Yes, because the stuff they release is awesome. And it's official. We're all, it's a level playing field for everyone. It's not like people just coming up and releasing profiles that don't exist because it benefits an army they're thinking of doing, kind of thing, like you see in some of the other community-run games. I don't want that to get damaged. That's my stance on it now. But because I have not been as hardcore in that stance in the past, I don't have a problem with anyone who disagrees with me in any way, shape, or form. We just have to agree to disagree, and that's it. Dr. Pepper Machine only scenery 3D printed though, and it will burn your electric and take about 8 hours for a decent piece. Yeah, I've spoken to a lot of people about 3D prints because I've painted some. I've had some of who was it? Whitefoot 3D. I made my Skilleaf board is made of a lot of his 3D printed stuff. So I've had discussions about the quality because I wasn't overly impressed with the 12 months ago the quality wasn't great. You see them lines, loads of lines. And I wasn't aware that you can get rid of them, but it like increases the print time tenfold and the amount of material you use. And especially now with resin printers, that's even more so. But resin printers are great, and I probably will get one of them, totally honest with myself, at some point. But the resin printers, the price needs to come down and the beds need to be bigger for me because it is terrain that I'd use it for. And I don't want to print in pieces. I'd rather just do a print in one. Anyone who knows about 3D printers probably thinks, what is this guy talking about? He obviously hasn't got a clue, which I haven't. Owen says, Steve Sus. Anyone Sus? Steve Sus, that means. Has anyone actually ever seen Steve paint? A lot of heavy edits going on pre-records. Hands look a bit fake too. I do paint. I do paint. I used to paint quite a bit. When I was first live streaming, I'd paint all the time. But in them days, I'd only have like 8 people in, so it was quite easy to keep up with the chat and paint. It's quite hard now. It's quite hard. Nick says, it's the moral dilemma. Who loves the game more? The person who only buys legal products and supports the company, or the person who loves the game so much they'll play by any means necessary? Exactly. There could be someone... See, this is why I'll never come down hard on anyone. I'll just say, you do what you want. But, because I'm fully aware that there'll be people who are just, oh, I don't want to pay GW. I'd rather give someone in China $2, like whatever, mate. But then I know that there's people who might be struggling to pay the GW prices, and who am I to tell them that they shouldn't buy a model when they really want that model but they can't afford it? It's not my place. It's not my place to do that, and I don't want to police it. It's not. I don't want to police it. That's it. I'll do my thing. They do theirs. Everyone's happy. If you're at a non-official event and the TO says you can use your stuff and you get drawn against me, I'll play you, no problem. As long as it's obvious what I'm playing against, I don't have a problem. But yeah, I won't do that. It'll be official stuff that I use. Dr. Pepper Machine says to Owen, yeah, a Jet Steve imposter clearly has been replaced by Painting Steve. Bet Steve would self-report unintentionally. Dr. Pepper Machine, Damien is like 27. Prove me wrong. He is not... I think Damien does look young for his age, to be honest. I'll agree with that. Damien says, no, you're absolutely right. It's the Quarter Pounder Deluxe. I've only had one, so it's new to me. Nothing has ever challenged the Big Mac for me in all my 27 years, but that was pretty damn spectacular. Yeah, it was. I did like the big... What was the Big Mac? Was the Big Mac called Big Mac Royale or something? That was nice. But I mean, it was just a Big Mac on it. But yeah, I like a Big Mac. It's that taste. It's that sauce. I think that is only McDonald's that have it. Where are we? That does sound delicious to Green Tree. Dr. Pepper Machine says to Green Tree. Nick Garner says the only steak I seem to eat is MI steak. What's MI steak? I'm trying to think. What's MI steak? Obviously, it's an American term. Hamdizzle says Big Tasty with bacon is the mutts nuts. Yes, it is. In my bestie accent, could eat only Big Tasty sauce till I die. Big Tasties. I mean, if there was one. Two. There was 2 things I'd change about Big Tasty. Is I'd swerve the tomatoes. Let's just get rid of them. They just make your bun soggy. And I'd make the bacon a little bit crispier. But McDonald's never make bacon like that. They never make it like a crispy bacon. If they crisp that bacon on a Big Tasty, that would be the best burger on the planet. He also says Paint Bravely the podcast. Most recent episode, they covered the eBay mislisting, I think. Paint Bravely. Okay. That's a good shout. So anyone who is scouring eBay for bargains at the moment, if you listen to the podcast called Paint Bravely, they cover the mislistings on eBay. There is I think there's a few browser-based apps that you can use. Damien says, best steak I ever had was in the middle of a rainforest at Cape Tribulation above Cairns in Australia 2002. It was the only restaurant within about 20 miles and it blew my mind. It was actually the steak that got me into steak and has never been beaten. I've just realised that I can't remember the name of the restaurant and that's made me sad. I'll take you to Don Giovanni's next time you're in Manchester, mate. We'll go on a date. Stuart says, Steve, did you ever go to... Steve, did you ever... all right. Did you ever go to Fox and Hale Barns for it closed? That was the best steak around for miles. Brasserie Blanc in the Marriott at the airport roundabout. There is also very good. Yeah, Brasserie Blanc, great. Didn't go to the Fox. There's what's that one called? There's one. I drive past it quite regular, and it's as you're on the M56 and you come off for Warrington. just at the roundabout as you come off, just before you drop down into Stockton Heath. Anyone who's from the area will know what I'm talking about. I can't remember what it's called. They do a nice steak. And also the Brown Owl on the canal does a very nice steak. But Don Giovanni's is the best steak I've had. But I will try these places. Please do recommend. So when lockdown's over, because I intend to fully go out and make use of my freedom. Dots Pepper Machine, possible James / Jamie imposter. Damien saying he likes quarter pounder over Big Mac, needs recount. No, he did say Big Mac was the one. Harry Bates, boy am I hungover. The Wallabies had a big win over the All Blacks last night. Yeah, I seen it. Oh, so you've been to sleep since then? All right, that makes sense. Have a cup of tea, mate. Cup of tea and a bacon butty to sort your eat out. Carl says, best steak I've had is from a place called K Rico in Manhattan. Had that the night before my wedding with all our family, and it was amazing. We go every time we go back to New York City. I've never been to New York. I've never been to America. I've never been to America in my life. I really want to go. I really want to go to New York. Just on my bucket list. But I think I'd really like to go to a Nova event that Damien and the other lads went to. I was really jealous. I would love to do that in Washington. Go and see some of the American lads. It'd be a great week. But who knows? Maybe when the world gets back to normal. Hamdizzle, can I ask why in a capitalist system a company can't dictate what they want for a product? I don't know what you mean. That's too heavy, that, for me at this time of night when I've drunk. Put it in layman's terms, I'll answer it. Dr. Pepper Machine, no, Steve. Double the price and people will still buy. I want to make the hobby bigger and more accessible because of learning aspect for younger minds and respite for older people. They've got a business model that works very well at the moment. I don't know, mate. Don't know. Harry Bates says, I'd love a terrain series by GW or Forge World, Ammonhen, Bree, Rivendell, Mordor, etc. Wouldn't we all, man? The thing about those is, again, we've mentioned this before in the stream about, why don't release this? It'll do well. Why don't release that? That'll do really well. I think people who are not even SBG players would buy that stuff. Collectors would buy that. If it was made by Forge World. Like, you look at the Amon Soul kit from Forge World. That's basically a scale model, isn't it? And I reckon people buy that and just put it on paint it and put it on a shelf like that. Green Tree says can't get enough terrain, yellow terrain. Dots Pepper Machine, the price has to be lower from the base. We can't just say eBay. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, Dots Pepper Machine. I do hear what you're saying. I just don't. I don't think I agree with you. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think if the prices from Games Workshop on Forge were lower, great. It means I could buy more, right? But it is a premium product. It's a premium product. It is the price that it is, and it sells very well. If I was selling, I don't know. I fit a lot of windows in my job. I fit a lot of windows and doors. If I was selling a door for £1,000 a door fitted, and I couldn't make them quick enough to fulfil demand, why would I lower the price? Because two people on the street said, "Oh no, it's too dear. If you lower the price, I'll have it." I'm not going to, because everyone else in the street is buying them at £1,000. You know what I mean? It'd be great if they were cheaper, but they're just not. Anders says the Rohan's array is beautiful. Yes, it is. I've still got a big box over there. It's not doing anything with. Inflation is a thing, and your pound doesn't buy you the same it did 10 years ago. True, very true. Dr Pepper Machine, or at least make more competitions where younger people can win the more expensive things. Do you know what? Like, take GW out of the equation. That what you just said it happens a lot. I mean, not at the moment because of COVID, but the independent event scene has grown massively in the last few years. From when I first started doing events, but I mean, and Damien will back me up here. I always have a big emphasis on the prizes, and I know that Damien's events are very similar. The prizes are always Middle Earth themed. There's always Games Workshop stuff in there. There's always Forge World stuff in there. You know, and you can win the stuff. But again, then you've got to attend the events. You've got to pay for a ticket. You've got to pay for your travel. You've got to pay for your hotel to get when you're there. So there is opportunities to win this stuff. We at Top Table. We've not done one for a while. I think we're due one. We have competitions all the time to win stuff, and win the new models that come out. Over on Battle Streams in Middle Earth, we've just give away the new Keeper of the Dungeons, one of the old Keeper of the Dungeons, and did we give a name? I think we give a name away as well. You know, all you had to do was tune in and take part in the stream. So there are chances out there to do it, and I think they've just slowed down a little bit because of lockdown. So there are chances out there. It's an argument. It's like I said, I'm never going to win my side of it with you. You're never going to win your side of it with me. It doesn't mean anything other than the fact that we have a different opinion on something. I just think it's a tough one. I do feel for people that are in a position that can't spend as much as they'd like on their hobby. You know, it's crap, but it is what it is. Where are we? Dr Pepper Machine, Damn Bass, Damien Strikes Again, don't know what that means. Wrong Hideo, don't know. Dr Pepper is not cherry coke. 23 individual flavours. Listen here, you goon. Am I drunk or are you guys drunk? It's hard to work out at the moment. Damien says, I don't know what it is, but it's not cherry coke. I prefer cherry coke. I had my first can of Dr Pepper in years on Battle Streams a few months ago, and it was fine, but it wasn't as good as I remember. Still, well worth trying it again though. What's the worst that could All But Gold. Dwelling says, I'm going to be painting some 3D printing stuff soon for a mate, so interested to see what your thoughts are, spiders, etc. So pretty generic. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of generic stuff. There's loads of generic stuff like that. I don't have a problem with it. There's you look at the stuff for, as an example, Dunland. Loads of people for a long time couldn't get hold of Dunland models, only on eBay, and even though they were on eBay, they were extortionate because they were dead hard to come by, and people were using all sorts of third party like Viking type warriors, and they were great. They look great, and they are great. And some people have still got them armies, look fantastic. I wouldn't have a problem playing against them. I've got a Dunland army, and I've decided to invest in the proper models because I don't know, it just feels right to me. But yeah, crack on. That's all I'd say. Crack on with it. If you want to 3D print your models and paint them and play them SPG rules, more power to you. Do it, man. As long as you're having fun, go for it. Damien says, I'll dust off my community FAQ and get that up and running again. Does that mean we'll get episode 100 of Palante then? Whoa, don't get ahead of yourself, Andizzle. I've been mithering for months. Dr Pepper Machine says, I paid £700 for mine in 2014. What's that, your 3D printer? They are expensive. They've come down loads though, haven't they? And you can get them really cheap now. Don Bannett, I use my 3D printer to produce terrain for Middle Earth SPG, as GW doesn't produce a wide variety of the game. Yes, I agree, and that's what I would use it for. What 3D printer have you got, Don? Is it a resin or is it the normal 3D? Is it filament? Do you call it filament? I can't remember what you call it. I like to support GW by buying their miniatures now that they are producing new models and publications. Exactly. It's fine. That's the. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like it's not black and white. So this is why it is a tough. It's a tough subject because I've made the choice that I've made. Now, like I stick to the official stuff. But just like Don, if I had a 3D printer, I'd be printing Ammon hens and scene seats and whatever else Middle Earth themed stuff. But for my own personal use, I'd be doing that. I'd be printing them left, right, and centre because you can't get them. If GW released them, I would buy theirs. That's fine. It's just something just doesn't sit right with me when you get someone who, when the game wasn't being supported, they appeared and they seemed to help the community support the game by producing models that didn't exist and didn't exist for a game where the company looked like they were about to drop it, and they were the saviors then. But now that role has changed from being the saviors to being someone who is taking advantage of another company's hard work to make a quick buck. That's how I feel about it. A lot of you in the chat will agree. That's fine. And you won't be able to convince me different, and I won't be able to convince you different. It is what it is. But 3D printing your own stuff is fine. Do whatever you want. It's totally cool. I just have a problem with the profiteering aspect of it. And that's like I say, that's changed. So that's changed over the years. So a few years ago, I was really I was really on a different pedestal, shouting what I thought, and it has changed. So it just shows that your opinion can change. And I think it's because I've learned more because of doing what I do and being involved in making content for this game and being involved in events and getting to know more about what's involved in making a game and IPs and things like that. I kind of have a little bit more respect for Games Workshop as a company, and yeah, I think I should repay them because basically all my spare time, this is a big part of my life now, this game, massive chunk. So a lot of my spare time goes into creating content for this game, painting models for this game, playing this game, hosting tournaments for this game, making friends in and around the community for this game, who are now probably my closer friends than I had 10 years ago. So I think I need to sort of stand up and be counted and say, well, actually, they're giving me this, so I need to stand by them, kind of thing. Right, let's stop being so serious and get back to drinking and talking about food. That'll be fun. Nick Garner says, the only story I have of Damien is going the McDonald's during Nova and him commenting on how big our portion sizes are. Well, that's kind of a thing here, isn't it? Like in Britain, we kind of assume that the American portion sizes are massive. It's probably one of the reasons why I go to America. It's jumped, so I think it's because I was waffling on so long about third-party stuff. Let me find where we was, and I'll try and fly through it. Donald just commented, and yep, different creativity. The new double Big Mac is great. Nick Gannon says, "You said to me, Steve, MI steak. I'm too drunk for that, mate. Too drunk for that." Harry Bates says, "I think we might get a Christmas preview soon. Plastic alerts and maybe another set. Just a feeling. I think we'll get some. We'll get some stuff for Christmas. We've got the bats coming, haven't we? I think I was half expecting the bats to go up on yesterday, and they didn't. I was quite upset. What do we think of the bats? Are we split down the middle with the bats? I quite like them. I think they're cool. I like the bases. I think the bases are awesome. Reese says, Albert's near Worsley do a mint steak too, Steve. Yeah, I've been there quite a lot. I used to live just up the road. I've still got a lot of friends in and around Swinton and Worsley. Been to Albert's many times. Joe says, this entire stream is leading us. Leading us to a future Damien conversion of Lurks holding a McDonald's bag and saying, meat's back on the menu, boys. Already had a cup of tea and 2 egg sarnies, says Harry. Was out of bacon. Oh, man. Haven't you got any mates you can text now and just say, bring us over some bacon? Always have bacon in the fridge. Always. Nick says, at Nova, every year, every game wishes they could play on our SBG boards. Every year. At Nova, every year, every game... Oh, every gamer, I think you mean. They play on our SBG boards. Yeah, the boards are cool. One of my boards is actually there. The Bayon's house board is mine. Well, it's not mine anymore, but I made it. Damien says, Nova's amazing, absolutely awesome. There is even a very strong hope of meeting a rogue Nick Gardner. I hope I get to go back at some point. Such great memories of all 3 years. Yeah, I'm very jealous. Very jealous. Dr. Pepper Machine, that's fine, man. I know it's... the thing, yeah. Harry Bates, if people want to change the price of GW, they need to get an executive job there and be the change they want us to see. The community isn't large enough to invoke that sort of change. They'd just kill the hobby like 2016. It's kind of what we've been saying, really. It's selling well at the prices it's at. They're not going to change. And if you look back at the prices 10 years ago, the increase isn't that much, really. You'll be able to pick holes in that. There'll be the odd thing where it's like, oh, well, you used to get 24 for that price. But generally, the prices are similar. Different Game TV says Brexit will put the prices up. I don't think it will. Not for GW. Dr. Pepper Machine. I honestly do believe they will make more money if they go take on the modern Lego model strategy. God knows. Nick says, I can't remember the name of the video, but someone actually went through the GW catalog past and present and discussed prices, and we kind of came out ahead now. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think the increase has matched what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think the increase that we've had is relevant to most other price increases when you look at them. I'm talking nonsense now. Different Good TV, Brexit and COVID equal higher prices. Hamdizzle says to Dr. Pepper Machine, hasn't Lego gotten more expensive over the years? Dr. Pepper Machine says inflation. Hamdizzle says the price per piece has gone up even in smaller sets, and fair enough, we get more varied, printed and unique pieces, but it's still gone up. So why doesn't inflation apply to GW? Harry Bates says, to throw in my 5 cents about 3D printing, at the end of the day, do what you want, but just be flexible if your unofficial miniatures don't work for your opponent or tournament. Yeah, that's the other thing, you see. You can't if you're gonna get third-party miniatures, crack on, get third-party miniatures. You go to an event that allows them, great. What happens if the guy facing you says, I'm not playing those aren't... That's not Harad. That's not a Harad army. He's well within his rights. You know, as you'll feel at that time that you're well within your rights to bring that army, he's well within his rights to say, no, you shouldn't bring that army and I don't want to play it. You know, that person has thought, well, I want the army. I couldn't have the army I wanted because I couldn't afford it, so I brought this one. Whereas you've brought that army just because you wanted to bring that army. It's a very odd, and it's a tough one, because there'll always be an argument. Whatever point you come up with, there'll be a counter to it on both sides of the argument, I think. In terms of terrain, go nuts. Yes, Harry Bates, totally agree at this stage. You're printing your own, you can do what you want. You're printing it for yourself, you can do what you want. The Dr. Pepper Machine says, where did you buy what? But let me know what you mean there, Dr. Pepper. Do you mean the magazines? Damien says, I don't really want to get into the money stuff. I'd rather talk about Sauce, Big Macs, eating cats, and maybe even SBG. However, as someone who really likes Lego and really likes GW, Lego seems to be far more expensive for what you get than GW Forge World stuff. Dwellin says, I'm concerned that your younguns won't learn the skills needed to make terrain of models from coffee stick polystyrenes and green stuff. It's easy once you get going. Frederick says, just realised there that Uruk Siege troops are no longer available. Also, Maher is out of stock and there is no email button. I already have this stuff, but still shame to see Isengard stuff disappear. Could be disappearing, it could be getting replaced. Think about that one. Hamdizzle says, I'll stop stoking the debate with this last comment. Legos still make big ticket items. I'm looking at the Star Wars, USC, UCS, and whatever that 911 Porsche set is from. Oh, gosh. Green Tree, how much Lord of the Rings Lego did you get, Damien? I missed out on a few. I've not got any. I love Lego. I love Lord of the Rings. I haven't got any Lord of the Rings Lego. Don says, I've got an entry-level PLA filament printer, Ender 3. It's been fun, but honestly, I bought it to produce trophies. Yeah, loads of people do that now. Hamza says, I didn't get any Lord of the Rings Legos, the same as me. Dot's Pepper Machine, I couldn't support 3 for 15. You mean, you mean like 3 models for 15 quid for troops? Then even for its heroes, it's a major strain for us. We're all getting moaned at for meeting up and playing a board game. Right now you are. Yeah. But that's because there's a pandemic on. And they're not, and this is the thing, they're not all a £5 each, the models. Are they? You can get the plastic box sets with 12 or 24 in. You can go to Forge World and get the Iron Hill Warriors. I think they're 40 quid. 40 quid for 12. But there's obviously reasons for the prices of things. So you could pay 15 quid and get 12 plastic Warriors in a box. So you could pay 15 quid and get 3 resin models in a box. And the reason for that obviously is what's gone into making them. I don't think you can just blanket why is that much and that's that much. There are reasons for it. They're not just like willy-nilly. But yeah, we're not going to come up with an answer for it on this stream. We're just not. If there was an easy answer for it, we'd have it by now. Where are we? My eyes are going. I'll never print all the terrain files I have. It's just way too much terrain, says Don. Yeah, I can imagine I'll be a collector of STL files as well. Hamdizzle says, was out of both hobbies when it was a thing. I've looked at Orthanc a few times on eBay and cry. It is awesome. Frederick says, just realised my home is still available with Rescue, but Siege troops seem to be gone for good. Hamdizzle says, Orthanc would be an amazing display piece. And Harry says, on a game-related note, I played Return of the King Legendary Legion, and Legolas consistently let me down with his defence only being 5. Shooting is unbelievable, though. Aragorn and King of the Dead are absolute tanks. Very true. Very true. Aragorn might go brr. Aragorn might go brr. What does brr mean? I detest Return of the Legendary Legion. In Good versus Evil, says Hamdizzle. And Reese likes the bats also. Dr. Pepper Machine. It is serious. There's always been overrated COVID aura when I just want to play some SPG with my friends and have a laugh, maybe a pint after, and it's all questionable now. Different climate. Yeah, but it won't be like that forever, mate. It is. At the end of the day, it's like you said, it's a game. So we've got.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
I want talking to you, Siri. This is a game, and there are things going on in the world that are far more important than us rolling dice and playing games. Sometimes we all get a little bit thingy and don't feel that, but yeah, it won't be like that forever. And as soon as COVID is under control and got a vaccine or whatever way they deal with it, which they will eventually, we can all get back into our gaming halls and play. I, for one, I've been really down in the dumps in the last few weeks. I said this on the last battle streams. I think it's because my event should have been last month. I've been really down in the dumps. I'm really missing events. I'm really missing rolling some dice. I'm really missing just catching up with all my hobby nerdy friends. And yeah, it's just been a bit naff. It's been too long now. But we have no power to change that, and we just have to adhere to the rules, keep cracking on. And just look forward to when we can all get together again and play some games. It'll be all the better. We'll appreciate it a little bit more, I think. I know that I'll be making far more of an effort to get to events after having this break, without a doubt. Owen says, what's the best, Steve? At the end of this video, Half Cut shows us what he's painted, and it's still more than your idea. I've not painted anything. Mate. I've painted zip. This was a painting stream and I painted nothing. I think people have just come to expect it now. I'm starting to feel bad. I'm gonna paint Gimli. I'm gonna paint Gimli next week. Look at my eyes, they're going. I think I'll get through these last few comments and then we'll start winding up, I think, guys. Handizzle says, Owen, Steve could have primed a model, and that's more than I'd have done in the past 3 months. Nick Garner says, Nova was awesome last year. I randomly ended up in a team tournament with Mr. Rob Alderman and almost lost him in downtown Baltimore. Dr. Pepper Machine says you should definitely get Jamie on to talk about Lego. Hamdizzle says the price comparison video guy was from Midwinter Minis. And Dr. Pepper Machine says, I agree, Harry. I can't remember what Harry said. About Return of the King. Damien says, to Green Tree, for Lego, I've got quite a lot. I got almost all of the Hobbit stuff, I think. I'm only missing the Lonely Mountain and a fair bit of Lord of the Rings stuff. The bag end set is incredible, and Orthanc, which I built recently, is generally a thing of beauty. I also think the Barrel Escape set is really good for what you get. They're all very cool. I just would have nowhere for them, and I think the kids would just wreck them. Dr. Pepper Machine says, it's a very good point, and he is well within his rights. But come on, I can't remember what we were saying. Harry Bates says, I'm going to head out and get a second breakfast. Have a good evening, mate, and stay safe. You too, man. It's good to have you in. Thanks for jumping in. I won't be far behind you. I'm going to go and make some chips and gravy. I get what you mean now, Dr. Pepper Machine, especially if it looks the part. I mean, it's an extreme example that someone would say, that's not official, I'm not playing it. But what I'm saying is, it could happen. And he'd be well within his rights. Whereas, if they were all official models, that would never arise. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't do that. If you put an army in front of me and it was one of the third-party people, and I could tell what they are, I'd play you. I would prefer to play the official models, but I'd play you. No problem. I chopped off my Herd's head and replaced it with Uruk Drummer. Way cooler. Try to change my mind. I think that sounds good, man. I was always chopping models up in my younger days. Battle Streams, Damien says, in other good news, I've cleaned up and assembled more than twice as many raids tonight as I did in the last Battle Streams, which is awesome news. Cheers for the great chat and motivation, Steve. That's what I'm here for, man. That's what I do. Dr. Pepper Machine says, you know what I mean, man. We all remember 15 for 3 troops. Yeah. Yep. When Lake Town Survivors were released, and Lake Town Survivors were released, I bought a full Lake Town Survivors army. It cost me an arm and a leg. When Mirkwood Elves came out in 3s, I think I was one of the first. And if I'm not mistaken, I had a full Mirkwood Elf army and brought it to 7 stones, I think, Damien. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think we won Best Painted or something crazy. It cost me an absolute fortune. But at that time, I was in a position to splash that money on hobby. And I didn't have any regrets and don't have any regrets. There's a lot of money, yes. There's a lot of money. Would I prefer to have paid less? Yes, obviously I would have preferred to pay less. But that wasn't how it was then. So yeah, it's a tough one. Again, it's a tough one. Hamdizzle says, as much as folk bang on about them, I'm glad the made to orders haven't happened. I've spent far too much. Yeah, it's coming. It'll be coming back. It's coming soon because we're still waiting for that. What was on it? What was on that made to order? Was it the armorless theory? And the battering ram. That was that one, wasn't it? Exactly, Steve. I feel the same. Chad. Hamdizzle says, haven't gotten into the hobby in February 19 and my first tournament in August 19. 2020 was going to be the year I was going to go to as many tournaments as possible. Thanks, COVID. Been to one of the Masters in Feb. Yeah, it's been grim. But make up for it, Hamish. Make up for it when we can. Danielle, evening, Steve. Late joiner this evening. Glad to see you drinking and not baiting. At least something's still right in the world. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to go over what happened. It was an absolute nightmare. But yeah, cheers. Because the events feel more like a privilege rather rather than a right now. Yeah, events are great, man. Events are the best part of this hobby. You get to actually meet up. So like you guys now, this is great, but this is the best we can do right now. The best I can do to socialise with fellow hobbyists is this. We can chat on Facebook and everything's great, but this for me is a lot of fun. I say I get pissed. I don't have to type. We just go backwards and forwards and it's fantastic. But the events are, and my event coverage is really slackened since the YouTube channel getting a little bit bigger, etc. But I really am gonna make a change to that. I'm gonna attend as many events as I can. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be at an event every other week. Not a chance. But I'd like to do 8 events a year. That's what I'd like to do. Whether that happens or not is something else, but we'll see. Where are we? Joseph says night. Oh, good night, Joseph. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Nick says it's just as well the stream's slowing down. I told my little cousins if they behaved, I'd play Candyland with them, and and they actually listened. I don't know what Candyland is, but I'd have a go. Joe Achilles says, if there's a vaccine coming, you and Damien should think about coming over to Nova next fall. We'll make sure your first trip to the States is a good one. And lots of SBG and a few drinks as well. I would love it, mate. I would absolutely love it. I think me and Damien are in a similar boat where I think Damien would love it. I know Damien would love it. But we're in a similar boat where we have wives that we'd have to convince is worth letting us go. And we have kids that we would have to leave with said wives alone while we go and play toy soldiers, and convince them that it's perfectly all right for us to spend that amount of money on flights and etc. whatever else we need to do to go and play with toy soldiers whilst they hold the fort at home. I think that would be our biggest obstacle, but I would absolutely love to come, Joe, and one day I'll make it happen, definitely, but who knows when. Who knows? Owen says, off to bed after painting the same amount as Steve tonight. Might be a first. Looking forward to seeing you all at events again. Good banter. Curries all around. Stay safe. Yes, Owen, same. It's a pleasure to speak to you again. Miss bumping into you in and around Element, mate. But yeah, once things are back to normal, we'll get together and have a game, and we'll see you soon. Reece says, worth it, Steve Mertwood are a beautiful looking army. Yes, they are. I really dislike... That's wrong. I don't dislike them. I look at my Mirkwood army now, and it's an army that I painted a long time ago, and I can tell I painted it a long time ago, if you know what I mean. Like yours, Reece. Your army's beautiful. Really nice. Mine's like really basic now. It still looks good from afar. Dr. Pepper Machine says, great stream, sir. Needs at least another hour, though. I haven't got another hour in me, mate. I wish I did. One Wives. Nick Garner says, I'd love to meet up with you all at Nova for a drink or 8. Yeah, 100%, mate. If Nova ever happens for me, then yeah, we'll make that happen. I've got 3 kids, but 2 little ones. My other ones, my lad's 22. It's probably older than some of the people who are in the stream, which is kind of sickening. Steve has many wives. I feel the pain. I would hope so too, Owen. And we are all caught up. I finally caught up at the end. Damien says Damien would love it. The omelette station at the Crystal City Hyatt is one of my favourite places on earth. One day I'll be back. One day, guys. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna finish my beer. I'm gonna go in. I want chips and gravy, but I'm probably gonna have super noodles. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, thank you for joining. I do apologise for all the faffing about at the beginning and the stream not working and everything like that. It's really annoying. It's really annoying for me. I will get a wired connection over there for Friday, and I will try it out before Friday. Make sure it all works okay, and I will paint on Friday's Battle Streams Middle Earth. So guys, please do, before I go, check out all the links below if you want to support Top Table. We have a Patreon there, we have merch, etc. Anything that you can do helps make all this happen. And also, if you have not had enough of me already, me and my partner in crime Damien will be over on Battle Streams in Middle Earth, the other YouTube channel, and we'll be doing a similar thing where we are getting drunk, talk about everything but Middle Earth, and paint a miniature, and just have a lot of fun. It's always great. Please do come and join and bring your friends. And yeah, thank you guys. It's been great to do one of the top table streams again. It feels like it's been too long, and yeah, I'll be doing more, especially over lockdown, because we just can't get together to do the top table lives in the studio. It's just against the law. I'll get locked up. But yeah, thank you everyone. Thanks everyone who joined in with questions. The chat has been very lively, which has made this very, very easy for me. And please do share the channel, like the channel. You know all the blah. I'm too drunk to go for it. But yeah, I will see you all soon. Take care, everybody, and be good. Stay safe. Bye bye.